Oh, Lord. Here we go, boys. Here we go to the brink of death. The Penguins on life support. And they have the potential to be the second team swept in the NHL against the Philadelphia Flyers. Surprisingly, not the first team eliminated. That would be the Ottawa Senators. And I will explain why shortly. But some big changes coming for fucking Penguins. Big changes, I should say. Artur Shilovs is starting in net. Stuart Skinner is out. Also, big changes as well. Ilya Solovyov will be in for not Latang, which is fucking bullshit. He'll be in for, I believe that is Connor Clifton. Clifton's been a mess, so understandable. But this guy right here needs to be gone. Same as him. But I feel like everyone, every starting defenseman has a chance to be purged. Like, Witherspoon and Carlson are probably the safest, but Girard, he'll probably be flipped. Latang needs to go on Robert Island. Ryan Shea's a free agent, he might be gone. And Solovyov, I mean, he probably goes back to Russia. Clifton, he's a free agent, he's gone. It's dire. And not just that. Soderblom back in the lineup for Brazo. And Chinikov next to Malkin once again. So Raquel, Crosby, they're back to the lines that did really well. But unfortunately, I'm hoping it's not too little too late. But you're not done until you lose 4. Just putting it out right now. And I want to show you one thing real quick. This is why the Ottawa Senators got swept.
It's been a minute.
2 Hurricanes fans go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Guess who's back? Back again. Sens are back. Pesky Sens.
I'm just going to say this right now. I think that the Padres' dads doing their little cringe rap is worse. At least this is produced. But this dude was so shamed for this level of cringe that he was exiled to Thailand. He should stay in Thailand. When you get goaltending, like Linus Ullmark, and he had a phenomenal series. He actually did really well. He had a save percentage of .93. That usually wins you games. If we look on Money Puck, his analytics and his GSAA rating for the playoffs, no, I don't care. But if you look at his goal save above expected, 5.3, it's the best in the playoffs. They wasted a premium performance. Freddie was second, but then you get down here to our friend Stuart Skinner. And Edmonton, Anaheim, that lost the light a long time ago. But we're about to begin action once again. We will obey. We will do nothing but obey. We'll only be obeying, my friends. And if there is no obeying, then there is no life, and I am not one of them. Dan Vladar, who was questionable for this game, will be starting in net for the Philadelphia Flyers once again. Arturs Shilovs, the Latvian legend. He's been kind of a mess in his offensive zone, but it's definitely something. But it not did work. But we are about to begin action right now. Pens on the brink. Flyers with a chance and a date in Carolina to move on will be going into action. Penguins will be in their white and yellows. Flyers in their orange and whites with the black trim. Big scrum along the far boards. Flyers take it. Carlson keeps it in towards the zone. Tries to find a man, but is blocked off by several Flyers. Fourth line once again out for the Flyers. This is going to be Couturier. And that is also going to be Glendening and Garnet Hathaway. Quick shot on net by Carlson will be saved by Vladar. Pretty easy save for him. Brazo and Clifton once again out of the lineup. Solovyov and Soderblom are in. Just as an FYI. We also have Minnesota and Dallas going into overtime. So we'll keep an eye on that. But that's just the reality of the situation right now. We'll be starting overtime. Big game for the Minnesota Wild. No, I don't want the advertisement. Stop it right there. Carlson getting wrestled to the ground by Ristolainen and Sanheim, also known as Playoff Risto, as some people call it. Beast of Metal, I see you right now. I'll get to you after this face-off. Tommy Novak in the circle against Christian Dvorak. He'll be to the left of Dan Vladar. Now flipped off for Evgeny Malkin playing on the right wing tonight. It's won by the Flyers. They move it back behind over to Drysdale. Back across the boards. Misses several Flyers, but goes right to Sheloff, so no icing. Will be picked up by Spinny Boy Sam Girard. I don't know why Girard and Latang are still a pairing, but it is what it is. Malkin. Feeding with backhands it over towards Novak, moves it back over to the point. Malkin, backhand shot wide, but it was kind of a weak shot. Interfered on that by Cam York. Then picked up by the Flyers. It'll be taken there by York again. Dumped into the zone, and it'll be out of play. Red Rhino 49 for 5 bones. As much as I want to laugh at the Pens and have you to obey the almighty Gritty, I was hoping the Battle of PA would be a bit more competitive. I mean, I was not expecting this. I wasn't expecting a clean sweep from either team, but to have this is, it's pretty dire. Beast of Metal, your Yahtzee thing was bullshit. Pens in 6, my ass. Speaking of which, Beast of Metal, Penguins need Jeebus. Steelers, I mean, considering the Mackay Lemon shit, probably need Jesus. And that's just how that is. I'll get to your super chat once again after Kindle and Zegras take the face-off circle. Ben's try to keep it in the zone. They win the face-off. Then held in by Anthony Mantha. Dumped in towards the zone. Towards Elmer Soderblom. Flips it behind there to Kindle. But checked off the puck by several Flyers. It'll be picked up by Zegras. Zegras jumps it in towards the far boards. Kept in by Witherspoon. But then Kindle skating with it. Moves it back over towards Soderblom. Soderblom down the wing. Tries to fade it off Zegras. Gets in front of that. Routed off Vladar. But it's going to be picked up by the Flyers. And moved in towards the Penguins zone. But picked up there by Witherspoon. Witherspoon moves it behind his own net, given chase there by Forster. Flipped up towards the puck. Picked up there by Carlson. Carlson with the puck. Waits. Shoots it on net, blocked by a Flyer, but picked up by Zegras. Zegras going to take the puck. Tries to get it out and does. Going to be taken over to the puck there by Nick Seeler. Seeler with a quick shot, blocked off. But it's going to be taken there by the Penguins. Flipped up towards the side. Will be held by the Flyers and Witherspoon moving over towards Erik Karlsson. Flipped up towards Ricard Raquel in the first line. Back to Crosby. Crosby waits. He needs a point here. The Crosby sucks chance are going in fury. We can't have that. Back over to Rust at the point. Flips over to Shea. Solovyov tries for the one-timer. Can't get anyone. Back over to Solovyov at the red line. Taken back over towards into the Penguin zone. Retreating Shea. Banks it across the back end of the boards towards Solovyov, but picked up by the Flyers on a dump-in. Ristolainen rolls it behind the boards towards the I believe that's Barkey, but picked up by the Penguins. Russ with a quick wrist shot. It's going to be blocked up by Vladar. It's going to be shot wide either way. Ristolainen and Couturier pick it up. Couturier moves it up towards the point. Tries to find Glendening. Can't get there, but Glendening recovers on the forecheck. Picked up by Glendening. Trying to find men. Moves it over towards Sam Girard. Taken there. Flipped up towards the Flyer zone again. Back over to Cam York. Flips up front. Takes it there over to Couturier. Dumped it in. The fourth line chasing. Girard has to dump it across the boards. Picked up by Tommy Novak, but picked up by the Flyers. Shot on net, but it can't get on by him. Moved up towards the front. Still moving towards back. Fourth line out for the Penguins, 2. Connor Dewar given chase. Picked up by Latang. Latang skating. Trying to find his man and reset. Full line change for the Penguins. Full line change for the Flyers. 16:43 left in the first period. Witherspoon takes the puck. Moves it across saucer over towards Igor Chinikov, I should say. Back across the boards, back over to Witherspoon. Can't really get something on the pass, but now he got potential 2-on-2. Malkin with Chinikov. Malkin tries to find Chinikov. Deflected. He couldn't get it on net. But dumps it in towards the board. Still fighting towards Malkin. Gets over to Seeler. Seeler trying to fight with Malkin. Chinikov trying to give resistance too. Juleson chases, but now Porter Martone will take it. Gets it out of the Flyers' kitchen. Moves it back over towards the Penguins' defense. It's Novak over towards Witherspoon. Back to Novak. Novak will flip it over to Witherspoon. Gets it back to Carlson in his own net. Back over to Ben Kindle. Kindle, quick wrist shot blocked off by Vladar. Rebound picked up by the Flyers. Scramble forward in front, picked up there by Konechny. He'll flip it over behind his net, back to Martone, but it's intercepted by the Penguins. Chipped up there is Ryan Shea, picked up by Kindle. Backhands it, can't get it to anyone. It's picked off by the Flyers. Zegras will pick it up in net. Line change for the Flyers. Trying to get on the line change is Kindle. Kindle rules it over towards Soderblom. Back shot. It's deflected wide. The Mantha couldn't get his stick on it. But here they come now. Tyson Forster with it now. Back to Tippett. Rolls it back to the front. It's going to be offsides. And Beast of Metal 1989 for 50 bones. Praise the Jeebus. And we need Jeebus, my friends. If you feel so empty, so used up, So you let down, if you feel so angry, so ripped off, so stepped on, you're not the only one refusing to back down. You're not the only one, so get up, let's start a riot. A riot, let's start a riot. Let's start a riot. A riot, let's start a riot. I mean, that's Philadelphia. They just start riots willy-nilly. No arrests in Pittsburgh. Pat McAfee said that last night. Just how that goes. And Zach Crosby, I'll get to you after this face-off. He'll go over to Sanheim, dumps it in across the boards. It'll be picked up there by Witherspoon, moves it behind to Carlson. Carlson skates past several Flyers. Forster giving on the forecheck. It'll be picked up by Rust. Rust moves it across the ice over to Crosby. Crosby tries to find Raquel. Can't get the puck on net. It'll go behind the boards, picked up by the Flyers. Gets it to Sanheim. Sanheim gets it over Zegras, checked out the puck, but here they come. Owen Tippett trying to skate past Carlson. Does. Picks up his own rebound. Flips it behind the net. But no Flyers are unfortunately there. It'll be picked up by Carlson, but picked off the puck by Sanheim. Tries to get it behind over towards a Flyer. Can't get there. And it's picked up by Raquel. Dangerous stuff from the Penguins. Actually a really good forecheck there by Travis Sanheim. But here they come again. Cates dumps it in towards the boards. Giving chase is Ryan Shea. He'll wait, find behind his net, and just reset it. Goes it back to Solovyov, the fresh defenseman in the ice. Moves it over towards Blake Rizad, the only one with some speed right on this team. Juleson will pick up the puck. Emil Andre is still out with injury. Now trying to find it is the Flyers, and they will. They'll get it over to Denver. Barkey flips it up over towards Jamie Drysdale. Drysdale on the forward court, dumping in, giving chase. Solovyov gets it behind his own net on the backhand. Moves forehand. Just behind his own net, Couturier and the fourth line out once again. 14-11 in the first period. Shots are 2-1 in favor of Pittsburgh. They'll move it over towards Ryan Shade. Back across the far boards. Nobody there. It won't be icing, so Vladar will grab it. Trying to be picked off by Tommy Novak, and does. Noah Juleson giving chase. Chinakhov trying to give chase too. Moves it over to Malkin. Malkin back over towards the point to Sam Girard. Quick wrist shot. Blocked on net. Couldn't get on top. It'll be picked up by Couturier and dumps it out of a hot kitchen. Giving chase there is Garnet Hathaway. He can't find the puck. It'll be picked up by Girard. Girard moves it back over towards Malkin near side. Tries to find a cross pass over towards Chinakhov. They can't get it there. It'll be picked up by the Flyers. Here they come. Couturier with it, but he can't control the puck. It'll be picked up by Martone. Martone moves it back over towards York, but it's intercepted. Here they come again. 2-on-2 potentially. Soderblom dumps it in. Kindle giving chase. Tries to backhand it, but hit by several Flyers. He can't get there. Now it's picked up again by Kindle. Moves it back over towards the point. No one's there. Goes harmlessly into Penguins ice. It'll be picked up by Elmer Soderblom. It'll be picked up there by Anthony Mantha. Mantha tries to find a man. Jukes one defender. Quick wrist shot. Saved by Vladar. And he'll hold on. Decent little move by Mantha. Most impactful thing he's done all series. Shockingly. And Zach Crosby, the Pens will become the 5th team ever to reverse sweep. They play on 5th Avenue. It's a sign. I'm delusional. Well, that's why I'm not wearing any Penguins gear today. Last 3 times I wore Penguins gear. It didn't work. I'm going to try a little reverse jinx this time. No Penguins gear. Maybe I just do the black. Maybe it's just like this. Maybe everything's fine. We don't do that, have any craziness, and then we're just good. And Verstruck's dynamic 8475 for 5. You think Rossini's first kid is confirmed to be Mike, based on the rumors. Think the Patriots fire Vrabel. If Mike Vrabel's name were Zach Taylor or Aaron Glenn, he would already be gone. But the problem is, Mike Vrabel made a Super Bowl. He's a highly respected coach that they paid a lot of money for. And thirdly, it wasn't a Patriots employee. If this were an Ime Udoka or a Sharon Moore situation where it was somebody he's in a position of power, like if Diana Rossini were, say, an assistant coach or a trainer, then he'd be in trouble, then he'd leave. But Diana Rossini is an independent reporter, unaffiliated with the Patriots. She reports on the Patriots, so she needs Mike Vrabel. But Mike Vrabel does not need Diana Rossini. That's the problem. So I think Vrabel survives, at least for his job. His marriage, nope. And the reason why? His wife, it's probably the reason why Vrabel admitted it, because he probably admitted it after his wife confronted her, and then his wife said, look, you're either going to admit this or I am, or I'm going to spill the beans. And hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Just saying that. In 1991, Petrol head for 20 For Pines, I just feel empty at this point. Melnick still torturing us from beyond the grave. It can't be anything else. Hey, Brady, how about beat the other team on the scoreboard, please? Well, hey. Remember the deserve to win a meter. Just saying. The deserve to win a meter and the cringe. Brady Tkachuk's probably going to be gone after this offseason. That's my firm belief. It's especially with the comments his dad made. Maybe Brady. I don't know if it's going to be Florida. I don't know if it's going to be somewhere. I don't know if Florida has the assets to really do it. You do have a top 10 pick. Who else do you give? Like Mackie Semaskevich? Like Sanders Vilmanis? No. I mean, the only thing is you will probably have to pay Brady Tkachuk. I mean, Anton Lundell? I don't know. I don't think so, but it is what it is. But sorry, Petrolhead. I mean, it's... The thing is, you did get really good goaltending. That's the problem. Like, Linus Ullmark was excellent, but he was wasted because they were just beaten. I don't know what else to tell you. I just don't know. At least you have a first-round pick this year. You have 32, but still, it's not good. Caden Wheeler 8103. Hey, Tree, who wins the Habs Lightning series? I think the Habs have a shot. I'm going to be honest here. I think they're the younger team. I think they're strong. I think all 3 games have gone to overtime, so it's just flip a coin. But if Jakub Dobeš keeps playing the way he does, Vasilevsky's still kind of struggling, I think Montreal is the edge. Now watch them lose like 3 straight. You're on the draw. Dangerous play by the Penguins. It bounces in front of the net, but it's harmlessly picked up by Tyson Forster. Picked off by the Penguins again. Tries to get backhand, but it's picked off again by Drysdale. Kept in the zone. Chip it. Tries to grab it. He can't. Picked up by Forster. He can't get it. Now picked up by Witherspoon. And with the charging of the Penguins. And they're just going to wait for Carlson. Gets over to Raquel. Raquel waits. Dumps it in for the full line change. We picked up by the Flyers in their own zone. Drysdale bounces it across the boards over to Cam York. And he'll ricochet it, but Achari, 2600, keeps it in, but deflected and picked off again, both sides. And it comes in the hands of Latang at center ice. He's just going to wait, move it over to his partner, Sam Girard. Girard with a long saucer pass. He tries to get it over towards Connor Dewar and does. He'll dump it in. Giving chase is Lizotte. Can't get there, though. It'll be picked up by Tyson Forster, moving back over to the point. It's a long shot towards the net, blocked off. And looks it back wide. Achari trying to give chase towards the front side. Blocked off, picked off by Matvei Mishkov, who's been pretty invisible in this series. I'm not going to lie. He'll go over towards Sam Girard on the dump in from Matvei Mishkov. Girard waiting for it. Finds his man. It's going to be, I believe that's going to be... That's Tommy Novak, but it's picked off. Taken over by Denver Barkey. Barkey rolls behind his own net, blows a tire, unfortunately, so Latang will easily swoop that in and skate towards the blue line. Picks it up. Long saucer pass over to Malkin. He'll find Novak. Novak trying to find a man. Goes behind his net. Backhand. Given Cheshire by Travis Sanheim. He'll find Ryan Shea. And he'll keep it in towards the zone. He'll dump it in. Given chases Igor Chinikov, and he'll grab it. Skating towards the far boards, towards the blue line. He'll pick up Malkin. He can't find it, though. It's picked off by Cates. Cates will dump it in towards the zone. Shilovs will wait to stop it, but it'll be picked up by Martone. But he's checked on the play by Ilya Solovyov, and he'll try to push it towards the front. It'll be taken there by Ryan Shea, but picked off there by Ristolainen. Ristolainen moving towards the end boards, flips it across the boards over to Martone. He'll picked up towards the point. It'll be Nate Seeler. Quick wrist shot blocked by Ben Kindle. Mantha will get it out of the blue line. Now giving pressure. Skating with him is Seeler. Mantha giving pressure, and he takes another terrible penalty. Mantha takes another terrible fucking penalty, and the Flyers are going on the power play. There's no reason for that, Mantha! Come on! Yeah, that dude's playing himself out of a lot of money. He's had an outstanding season. He stayed healthy, but, dude, that is an unnecessary penalty. That's the shit that got you benched in Vegas during their playoff run a couple years ago, man. Like, that dude is going to get a lot of money from somewhere. It's not going to be the Penguins. He's going to get like a 6x7 or a 7x6. Like, Stan Bowman's probably going to pay him. But Jesus Christ, dude. That's bad. They need to burn this kill. What a bad penalty to take. Achari and Lizotte will be your wingers. Face-off circle against Noah Cates, their top face-off man. It'll be to the right of Shilov's 10:08 left in the first period. Draw is 1. And move towards the Penguin zone picked up by Witherspoon. Witherspoon waits, delays, he'll dump it in. Right towards Vladar with 1:50 left in the power play. Burns a few seconds. And they reset with Drysdale. Drysdale moves towards the far side. Moves it back in towards the end. Here comes Zegras. Zegras finds his man. He moves it over towards Martoni. Gets picked off and has to dump it in. They'll have to reset again. Drysdale retreats into his own zone. Now it's center ice. Waits. He'll dump it in towards the far boards. Shilovs waits. Tries to find his man. And he can't keep it in. It'll be picked off by the Flyers. Drysdale keeps it in towards the boards over to Zegras. Back over to Drysdale. Drysdale. He'll find it over to Martone. Martone tries to find Forster. He can't get there, and it's picked off by Kara Carlson. He'll dump it in. 1:13 left in the power play. Line changes for both sides as it ironically dies in the corner where Vladar can't get it, so Ristolainen has to reach out and fish for it. Second unit out for both sides. Latang on the kill. Oh, God. It'll be taken by Ristolainen. He beats Shea to the puck. It will be moved over towards Sealer. Sealer back over towards Tippett. Tippett at the point to Mishkov. Mishkov waits. He'll go to Ristolainen at the point. Ristolainen back over to Mishkov far side. Far side of the end boards. Back over to the point. He'll wrist shot over. Shot wide on the deflection. It'll be taken by Achari. Dumps it in with 38 seconds left. No Flyers. No Flyers. No. Hold on a second. Do I have slow mode on? Yeah, I do. I'm going to slow it down a little bit because there's a little bit of spam going on right now. Yeah, 2 cold edits. I mean, no spamming, brother. You're on timeout. But I can't do that myself. It'll be over towards the point, over to Sanheim. He'll flip it over towards Ristolainen. It'll be taken there by Couturier. Couturier, wrist shot, backhand shot in front. It goes wide. Couturier nearly had it, but unfortunately he couldn't get there in time. Sorry, that was Konechny, number 11. 14 was the one in front. Be taken back at the point over towards Cam York. York waiting for it. 7:55 left in the first period. Philadelphia apparently did not record a single shot on that point. That's just how... I didn't block him. I just put him in timeout. So, 5 minutes. It'll be moved back towards the point. They're trying to break it out of their zone, and so far, they do not. It'll be offsides on the Penguins. With 7:35 left in the first period. And Venom X106 for 5. Yes, Red Sox. Go ahead and fire Cora and all the coaches. Totally the reason why they have no talent. Well, Breslow's probably next. Breslow's just panicking and trying to save his ass. I know exactly what's happening here. Alex Cora won't be out of a job for a while, for long. There's a certain team in Philadelphia that's lost 10 straight. They'll probably fire Rob Thompson. Alex Cora's their own guy because, you know, Alex Cora and Dombrowski worked together in Boston. Perfect match. So I think he'll be back in work in no time at all. And Adam 2009ization, thoughts on the Navy running back the Steelers drafted today? Yep, Eli Heidenreich, local Pittsburgh product out of Mount Lebanon. I mean, as I said, it's a 7th round pick. I feel like it's kind of a fan service pick because he's local. Got a good pop. He was there. But back-to-back Navy players drafted. 2 midshipmen drafted in an NFL draft. But in terms of the Steelers' overall draft, it's mixed. Like, you can't, I mean, Ihe Anachor, I'm not crazy about the pick. He's okay, though. I get why they did it. Because Broderick Jones is probably never playing again. So you needed somebody there. And your first pick was Mekhi Lemon, but the Eagles swooped in and stole him from you. So that's, you have egg on your face. Their second wide receiver in the second round, I don't mind him. A lot of Bama fans like him. I think he could be a jack-of-all-trades receiver. So, Jeremy, like Germie. So, I think he'll be good. I mean, hopefully, because, once again, like, Roman Wilson's been in the doghouse. So, I don't know what to tell you there. But, I mean, I was expecting more out of him second year. Third round pick, I am not a fan of Drew Aller. I would not have picked him that high. The thing is, like, when he came to the biggest moments, he crumbled. It was just the reality of it. I keep hearing about these tools, these traits, but the reality is if you don't perform, what's the point? You're not just going to magically develop. Like, Josh Allen's the exception, not the rule. And in terms of, like, performing in the clutch, like, that stuff cascades. And, I mean, you can talk about quarterback whisperers all you want, but they said the same thing about Anthony Richardson. And I know he has a big arm, but the problem is the NFL's littered with so many big arms that never panned out. I feel like you would have been better off going safety there, even though you have 3 picks. I love the other 2 picks in the third round, though. I mean, the guard, dude, I'm just going to say this right now. I want to show you this man, and I'm going to show you the greatest individual that has ever existed right after this break. But unfortunately not now, because there's a lot of hockey going on, and I'm missing it. We picked up by Ristolainen in his own net, 7-12 left in the first period. Ricochets off the boards, the Flyers can't get it, it'll be picked up by Witherspoon. Tries to find Russ, can't get there, it'll be icing. I'm going to say this. Look at this man. The mullet. The mustache. The red-headed ginger. His name is Jennings Dunker, and he is from Iowa. Iowa! Come on, man. Like, look at this meal. He has a post-game meal at Culver's. At Culver's. I mean, I know we don't have a Culver's around here, but Culver's is going to be opening up a restaurant in the South Side in 3 months just so this man can have his post-game meal. Especially when he's at home. This man had an NIL deal with Culver's. Back over to Zegras. Moves it over to York at the sideline. Back to Zegras. Flips it over towards, that's Tyson Forster. Forster tries to find his man. And does. Moves it back over towards the point. It'll be over to Drysdale, back to York. York tries to find his man. He'll get it. He'll back over towards Forster. Tries to find Tippett. He'll check it over towards Zegras. Zegras at the point. Tries to find Drysdale. Wrist shot. Blocked off by Shelovs. And here come the Penguins. Raquel, 2-on-1. Raquel being the only one. He'll strong arm it towards the end boards, but it'll be picked off by the Flyers. Out-muscled there. Just trying to find a line change for both sides. And it'll be reset by the Penguins at center ice. Latang, he'll dump it in towards the boards, warded off by Vladar towards the end boards, picked up by Juleson. Juleson tries to find Sealer, given pressure by Novak. He'll get it back to Juleson. Juleson gets it out of their own zone and picked up by the Flyers. Mishkov tries to find Barkey, misses the pass. It'll be picked up by Shelovs, moves it back over behind his net towards, Sam Girard. Girard gets it back to Juleson, who intercepts it. Back behind the net towards Mishkov. Mishkov with space. Deckhand saved by Shelovs. And it's going to be a penalty on Philadelphia. Denver Barkey. It's actually a very interesting hockey name. He's going to the box. The Penguins will be on the power play. And hopefully we won't suck. It's a high stick on Denver Barkey. He unfortunately got too much head on the stick. And unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Forster just couldn't get enough on that deflection. That's a bummer. Bummer. Adam, sorry. So intern Caleb for 2. I will never obey. Gritty can't even parallel Bark. Oh, Ottinger had a big save, so just how that is. Goal overturned. Okay, so the Wild won, but they've overturned it. So I'm looking at this goal right now. Yep, the goal's been overturned. It's still 2-2, 5:24 in OT. Goal's been waved off their face-off circle outside the Dallas zone. Dallas wins the face-off. It'll be picked up by the Stars. Moving towards the front, it'll be taken there by the Minnesota Wild. Yeah, I know I'm doing both. I don't give a shit. But I'm actually doing a little bit of both. The Bounce Bros 3648 for 2 bones. Will you be streaming the championship games? You mean the Stanley Cup? Potentially. I mean, the problem is it's just I have a lot going on. I still have to do the NFL draft video, the revisit. Both are being worked on. But it's just finding the time to do them all. And then there's, potential congrats videos, hopefully. Like, the Senators, I don't think I'll do anything on them. Like, the Haters Guide video will just be the cringe rap. And I'll just put stats in the background. I think that'll work well because they'll be exiled to Thailand. Dude. You'll definitely be exiled to Thailand. Carolina Blood, I think Crosby's top 10. I would say, but 10, I don't know top 5, but top 10 definitely. And Beast of Metal for 20 bones. It's funny, but 3 weeks ago I was ready to actually be chill and normal about the Pens probably losing to the... Oh wait, we scored! Never mind, it was only 5 seconds. Here we are about being cool towards the Penguin zone, but the Penguins have scored. I wasn't even paying attention. Sidney Crosby! St. Crosby sucks again, man! St. Crosby sucks. It just happened in the middle of the zone. I don't really care how it happened. It was on a deflection from Carlson over to Crosby. Vladar couldn't get all of it with his glove. Crosby scores. The Penguins are going back to the Super Bowl, and, well, it's way too early. Probably not get out of shit. But fuck you! Gritty! Fuck you. Fuck you and your googly-eyed motherfucking ass. I can't believe Crosby did something. That's incredible. Shilovs will get the puck on the dump and hold it. 5:25 left in the first period. Speaking of which, from Beast of Metal. It's funny, but 3 weeks ago I was ready to actually be chill and normal about the Pens probably losing to the Isles or Caps or Jackets or even Devils. But then everyone else collapsed and that googly-eyed Trump wig qualled through. Yeah. I mean, it's the Philadelphia that's the worst part. I didn't think it would be this bad, but we'll see. Well, select a boy, yep. The Senators never held the lead. I think the first time in 20 years. Jared Froman. Kevin McGonigal has been everything the Tigers and their fans have wanted from him, and a lot more. Too bad the offense besides him is inconsistent. I mean, sorry. Connor Griffin's been pretty... he had a pretty good game last night, 4 for 3. Solovyov will keep it in the zone, back over towards Lizotte. Lizotte tries to find his man. It's picked off there by Sean Couturier. Sorry, that's Travis Konechny. He picked up there by Martone, moves it over towards Konechny. Konechny tries to juke over Solovyov and does. That's why Solovyov's probably not in the lineup. He's super slow. Solovyov back towards the point. Foot wrist shot deflected on net. Tries to find Zegras. It's a save by Trevor Zegras. They're trying to see if there was a goal. I think Zegras saved it. Or not Zegras. Shilov saved it. Shilov saved it. Martone and Zegras nearly tied it up again, but it's deflected off that. Yeah, it's right on the line. Literally right on the line. Hold up. It didn't cross the whole way. And yeah. Zegras is trying to point that he scored a goal, but so we'll see. Looks like they're trying to judge in Toronto. I don't think the whole way crossed, but Stars and Wild almost have 90 shots. Good Lord. Ottinger and Wallstead both controlling. I'm trying to see what happened here. It deflected off Crosby's stick. Lands right towards Zegras. They're trying to get the goal. I can't see it. I can't see it. That's the problem. Let's see if the top angle changes anything. I can't see it. That's the problem. I can't see it, so I think this is going to be a clear no goal. And the Flyers fans will boo. I can't see it. It's inconclusive. So the ruling on the ice will probably be the one that's called. Let's see what they say. Yep, didn't cross the goal line, inconclusive. So the Flyers fans are going to boo. Dude, shut the fuck up. You're up 3-0. Okay. And Justin Turley, 7071. So, you like the playoff OT? Well, have all the playoff OT in the world. Oh, yeah, I enjoy that. Oh, I think I still have that video. But hold on, I'll see it like that. Penguins win the face-off, and they'll keep it in their zone. He tries to get it over to Latang. Gerard trying to fight for it now. Flyers pick it off. It'll be Zegras trying to find it. Moves it back over towards the point. It'll be back to Ristolainen, back to Sanheim. Sanheim back at the point to Ristolainen. Back to Zegras behind his own net. Far side, trying to find his man. It's picked off by Sam Gerard. Potential 2-on-1 incoming. 3-on-2. Russ tries to find his man in front. Back into the point, Crosby. He couldn't get it off. It may have been a save by Vladar. Ah, shit. Latang will recover. Full line change both sides. He'll back in for the dump in. Chinikov gives chase. Dumps it off towards the Flyers' defensive zone. It'll be picked up by Nate Seeler. Seeler tries to find his man. Gets over to Barkey. Barkey tries to get it over towards Cates. Can't hold on. It'll be picked off by the Penguins. Novak crosses the Flyers' plane. Holds for it. Tries to get past York. He pokes it off his puck. But it'll be pokes it off his stick, I should say. Be recovered by Novak, though, on a Alex Scrum. Picked up by Carlson. Moves it over to Malkin. Malkin back over towards the point. Backhands it behind his net trying to find Chinikov, but it's picked off by the Flyers. Malkin tries to swoop in and get it, and he does. Moves it back to Carlson. Carlson to Weatherspoon. With shot deflected wide and saved by Vladar. But it moves over towards the far end boards. It'll be picked up on the play by the Penguins. Tommy Novak will pick it up. Novak moves it back over to Malkin. Malkin trying to juke out a defender, does, but moves it out to the point. This will be Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon shot blocked, but it recovered by Chinikov. He'll back in towards the net and gloved by Dan Vladar. Face off. Will be in the Flyer zone. 3:07 left in the first period. 2-0 for Dallas. Oh, Wild won. They fucking needed that, dude. Yep. The Minnesota Wild have salvaged the series. Matt Boldy, who is fucking phenomenal, will guarantee them another game in Minnesota no matter what. Good for Minnesota. I'm tired of them fucking losing every first round. All right, Beast of Metal 1989 for 10 bones. Since then, my eyes turn red, bony wings erupted out my back a la Marcus Corvinus in Underworld Evolution. My hands turned into claws and my teeth turned into 6-inch fangs. You know, totally chill and normal. I agree, absolutely chill. It'll be picked off on the play by Soderblom. He'll dump it in towards the zone trying to find Kindle, but it'll go to Latang. Moves it back up to Kindle, back over to Soderblom. Soderblom on the near end boards. Given pressure there by Jamie Drysdale. Moves back to Kindle. Kindle finds man. It's going to be Sam Girard. Back to Latang. Latang trying to spin with his skate. Trying to do a little bit back. Backhand blocked off. Trying to be kept in by Sam Girard and does, but it's picked off by the Flyers. A potential 2-on-1 incoming. Latang is able to post him up, but back over to Porter Martone. Martone, quick shot. It'll be saved by Shelovs, but recovered on the play there by Sam Girard. 7 shots to 5. Philly with the shot total lead. Penguins do have the 1-0 lead with 2:17 left in the first period. I'll move it back there. Be picked up on the play by the Penguins. Scrum along the boards. Connor Dewar has it. Moves to the point over towards Ryan Shea. Shot never got on net. It'll be picked up by the Flyers. Long saucer pass over towards Sean Couturier. The fourth line out there. Dumped in. Solovyov tries to give chase, but Glendening beats him to the puck, but swiped up by Achari 2600. Stolen on the play on the bad pass. Shot up and deflected out of play. And Achari wrestled to the net, down by Couturier, and Achari's actually kind of ailing. And a little bit of an argument there, but I can't really say. I mean, Achari, he took a nasty hit on the boards, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Is Lizotte going to the box? I think Lizotte's going to the box. I mean, Couturier body slammed Achari to the net. What do you want him to do? Okay, I see what happened there. Incidental contact. And then dumbass Lizotte cross-checks a dude, and you're going to call for that every time. God damn. Another dumb penalty to take. And Dan Muse is arguing with the referees, but, dude, Lizotte did a blatant cross-check. What do you want him to do? And the Pens are just getting pissed. So, I'm trying to see what happened here. Achari, it got kind of tangled up in there with Garnet Hathaway. It runs into Couturier, and then it gets kind of half, like... Yeah, like, it was an incidental. I don't think that's really on Philly, but the Lizotte made a really stupid penalty there. Flyers on the power play. Pens win the draw. Parker Witherspoon's just going to burn some time, slap it towards the net, and a hard hit will dump it in towards the boards with 1:50 left in the power play. This will go until the end of the period if the Flyers don't score. 1:33 left in the first period. Trevor Zegras with speed towards the front line, trying to juke several defenders. Gets poked off the puck by Witherspoon. Tries to get it over towards the point near the end boards. Continued scrum on the boards. Several Flyers fall. A Penguin falls. They're still trying to go for it. They're scrambling for it in front of the net. And it's picked up by the Flyers. Moves it up towards the point over to Drysdale. They chip it up towards there. Waits. Delivers. Saved by Shelovs. But recovered by the Flyers. Taken there by Zegras. Zegras moves it over towards the point. Drysdale. Waiting for an opening. It gets it to Zegras. Quick with a shot. Save by Archer Shelovs on the slapper. With 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. And Beast of Metal 1989 for 20 bones. Let's see. Here we go. Here. Kyle Dumbass and Coach Bat Nipple Clooney. And the shattered remains of the Allegheny Valley Girl. And Josh Yohe for being a blind cheerleader. And the fortitude, and the idiot who plucked Gritty from his nightmares. Yeah, I mean, I said if you think Yohe's a homer, dude, wait till you get to the Steelers. They have so many fucking homers, it's not even funny, man. They have nothing but cheerleaders. Achari will be taking the face-off circle against Christian Dvorak. And I mean, for the good thing is, if the Penguins do get swept, there will be a lot of changes to this team. Like there were a lot of changes last year. Dubas has a lot of work cut out for him. But, as I said, you have to play the games. We'll do the post-mortem if they lose. Connor Dewar will be going in for Achari. Achari's getting a concussion protocol check, so we'll see if he comes back. If he's out, that's danger. Dewar now takes the face-off against Dvorak. Dewar does win the draw. Be picked up by Carlson. And he'll dump it along the boards, but the Flyers keep it in. Still scrambling towards the front boards there. On the far side. Carlson now dumps it in. With 1 minute left on the power play, 45 seconds left in the period. Ristolainen now moving up towards the Penguin zone. Backhands it over towards, Owen Tippett with speed. Moves it back over towards Konechny. Konechny back in the front line. Takes it over towards Mishkov. Mishkov finds its man. It's going to be Dvorak. Back over to Mishkov. Rolls it over to Ristolainen. Ristolainen back over to Mishkov. Tries to get his man Forster. It gets checked away and has to be reset by the Flyers with 15 seconds left in the period. Ristolainen, who wasn't traded at the deadline, moves it over towards, this is going to be Christian Dvorak with speed. It's poked off the puck. Penguins recover. They clear. 5 seconds left. And that will end the period. The Pittsburgh Penguins have a lead at the end of a period. This probably happened after yesterday too. But hopefully they will not take the bait. I'm looking at you, Brian Rust. And we can be manageable with our sins. But otherwise, the Penguins lead 1-0. I have no trust in this lead. But if we can at least get one win, it won't be as fucking embarrassing. So we'll see. We'll see. Sports Talk Chud for 5. Drafting Aller is karma for the Simpson and Beck jokes. Hey, don't talk about that. Schadenfreude goes both ways. Ultimate copium is that he's your guy. You hope so. Here's the thing, if I had faith in Drew Aller, if Drew Aller were a good quarterback at Penn State, I'd be all for it. This isn't a Pitt thing. I just don't think he's a good quarterback. He has tools, but he's never translated them into a big game. He just never has. And I don't know how you see that as cheering for failure, because it's not. But it's... I mean, hold on. Let's play the cope song, because I'm coping all year. All of Pittsburgh's coping, especially with Mackay Lemon. We don't need no Mackay Lemon. We have Jeremy. We have Jeremy, man. Come on. That's what we're rolling on. Lots of coping. Yeah, well, I mean, Crosby did score. It's about time. Maybe Crosby coming back will lead to the reverse sweep, but who knows? Who knows? Dude, I'm not banking on a reverse sweep, but as I said, who knows? Flyers reverse swept the Bruins. Penguins got reverse swept by the Islanders. It's possible. It's very tough, but it's possible. But we'll see. And Beast of Metal 1989 for another 20 bones. You know what? I'll bring out the Jeebus again for Beast of Metal. Hey, Sports Talk Chud, nobody took Pavia. And Diego Pavia had all these helmets lined up too. He had everything lined up for a draft party. And it was definitely one of the moments of our time. So here was the setup for Diego Pavia's draft party. He had all these helmets lined up. He had the balloon arch. This man had a balloon arch. And he didn't get drafted. But, I mean, it's a nice balloon arch. You had his number 2 on there. Big Amazon lights. It's probably the same rental that my mom used for a 70th disco party. It was a silent disco. And then you have all these helmets out. You have portraits. It's a modern setup. It's something. Let's go over this Matthew Boldy goal. Because I want to see this. Here we go.
Spurgeon. Seconds left in overtime. Out of the pile up. Johnston shoved a bit. Minnesota's on it. Kaprizov. Now Spurgeon. Spurgeon with a shot. Tipped in. And Boldy wins it for Minnesota in over.
I got a shit post. Hold on one second here. Yeah, as I said, I'm just tired of them losing in the first round every year. I mean, as I said, it's statistically more likely to accidentally win a playoff series than to keep losing every single one. It's just common knowledge. Like, it has to be done. And then the Ottawa Senators have been swept by the Carolina Hurricanes. They did not hold a lead at any point, which is embarrassing. And the worst part is, as I said, you got goaltending. This is not a goaltending issue. And that was our biggest question. Linus Ullmark played like 2024 Linus Ullmark. It was, I don't know what to tell you. It was, yeah. That might be the last game Brady Tkachuk plays as a Senator. Then we got fights over here. I mean, it was the fight 3 seconds into the game, and everything was just miserable after that. It was a slog. Carolina was just the better team. You were just beaten. I don't know what to tell you. So Diego Pavia has made it clear he didn't want an agent. Ain't nobody taking my money. Well, no, you don't have any money, Diego. I don't know what to tell you. And here's the thing with Anthony Mantha. 0 goals, 2 even straight points, -8, 37 penalty minutes. That's why he got benched against Las Vegas. And I think this is why he's gone in the offseason. And the reality is he's going to be 32, coming off a career year. Very weak free agent market. He's going to get a 7x6 or a 7x5. And the problem is with his style of play, he's a perimeter player. He doesn't really use his body, which will make him last in the league a few years longer. But it's just how that is. Aw, so here it is. So, animal rescue. I have dogs available for adoption. Aw. I could have got a dog. I feel sad. And this was the goal that was waved off due to a kicking motion.
Came up.
Yep. So Boldy got his revenge, and the hockey gods, like against Carolina, said, "Puck don't lie." Puck definitely do not lie, my friend. The Penguin from Game 3's return.
Jody Bush, is that you?
We will obey.
No.
I have to shitpost again. Give me 1 second. Nope. No, I don't want this. It's just him beating people with a fucking crutch.
Gritty's angry tonight.
No mercy for Gritty
He's
here.
throwing him out
No,
again.
never go when it comes to
And
Gritty.
they're cheering for him. He's with the googly eyes. Like,
When it comes to Gritty.
like, look at these eyes. That is a drug-addled eye, man. Like, that dude is high off shit.
He's always great in havoc, isn't he?
Oh, fucking Penguins. Wait, was Lauren Hart having a medical event? Oh, shit. Like, I hope she's okay. Like, I didn't hear the national anthem because I was prepping for the stream, but... Yeah, it looks like there's just... And a little deal now. So, Dom Lucian is burying him because he's a Maple Leafs fan. Losing in the first round to the league's biggest losers. Getting swept in the first round without ever having a single lead, so... Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to say, like, that was not 800,000 people. I mean, there was a decent amount there. It's just, day 3, there wasn't many people there. It was pretty dire. So, Pip Bayless, ladies and gentlemen. Pip Bayless being Pip Bayless. Oh, this is going to get buried, but it is what it is. So, thank you, Sens fans. Thank you, Sens fans. And that's just how that goes, my friends. Let's go, Beastamel, 19-9 for 20 miles. Oh, and fuck the Eagles for stepping all over the Steelers, and Omar Khan for consistently drafting project tackles when the rest of the organization refuses to get on a timeline that would give them a chance to fucking develop. Well, the reality is, it's ownership above. They want to still believe they fancy themselves as a playoff contender, but they're not going to get anywhere better. That's just the reality of it. And you don't, I mean, as I said, it's like you don't really have you're not committed to a quarterback because you don't have anyone big. It's, you're just taking like shots in the dark. I mean, Will Howard, he's our version of Shedeur Sanders. I'm not high at all on Drew Aller. I just don't think he's that good. We're going to be rolling in with 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers when he wasn't that good last year. He was like, he against elite teams, he was terrible. Mason Rudolph, is he it? I fucking know. Alan Peel, 1981. Future clickbait punishment mullet wig. Yeah. I think mullet wig and a mustache. I can grow the red beard. I do have that. Maybe I can roll that. And Cax1175 for 2. Tree, you know anything about new pack K Trace Smack? Well, I know it's a very cool name. Did anyone draft Arterius Fish? I know somebody drafted D'Angelo Pons, but it was somehow not the team with the the fish names. So, it's quite the shame. But I don't really know anything. But Trace Smack is a hell of a kicker name. It's Trace Smack and Brian Anger need to be on the same tandem. And Marco4103 for 5. Hear me out. Brady Tkachuk signs with the St. Louis Blues where his dad played and he becomes a monster. He'd be a trade chip. So what if the St. Louis Blues trade Robert Thomas to the Senators for Brady Tkachuk plus? Would that be enough to get it done? Because I feel like they want to move both. I think Brady Tkachuk's the kind of snarl they need, and Robert Thomas is a hell of a player. I think he fits Ottawa a little better, especially if he wants out. Because they did the same thing with Josh Norris for Dylan Cousins, and Cousins has been doing well in Ottawa. Super famous blow. What should the Caps do with their 2 first-rounders this year? Potentially trade up if somebody's good out there. I think they could trade up for a potentially near top 10 pick. Especially, it depends how the Ducks do. I think they will win this series because Edmonton's goaltending's fucking atrocious, but just mainly how that is. Adam 2009ization. Surprised Crosby didn't try to embellish that goal. You're so funny. And Canucks fan 9420. If the Canucks lose the draft lottery, It will cement their legacy of failure as the most cursed franchise in the sport. And remember, they lost a draft lottery their first year. They lost it to Buffalo. They got to take Gilbert Perreault. You got stuck with Dale Talon. And Dale Talon wasn't a bad player, but he wasn't a franchise face like Gilbert Perreault. Just that. And Red Leg Rally, what's the most underrated hockey playoff game in your opinion? Mine is the Hasek Brodeur 4-overtime duel in 94, where they combined for 120 saves. I would say the Peter Nedved goal, the 5-overtime game in 96. Peter Nedved, 5-overtime goal. We don't talk about the 5-overtime game with Keith Primo. No. Just no. William Terry, it's too early to tell, man. I'm not gloating until the clock hits 0. Actually, I'm probably not even gloating. I'm just like, okay, well, we're not getting swept. Definitely get that. Conpar, I feel like the Leafs will, the Bruins will end up with a 6 pick. I don't know why. I just feel like it is. And honestly, a top 5 pick is just going to be a Band-Aid for the Leafs. It's not going to really fix their issues. So, okay, cool. You might end up with Ivar Stenberg or Keaton Verhoff. But is it really going to do much for the team itself? I don't know. Well, Sports Talk Chud, Dale Talon did, but then he fell apart once the analytics age came in. He became old school. He kind of mangled Florida. And with Chicago, he got unfairly criticized because he fucked up on a fax machine. And Stan Bowman took all the credit. And look how well he's been doing in Edmonton. Abigail Roberts, 4410 for 5 bones. Just dropping by to say Happy World Penguin Day. As Gritty beats the shit out of one with a crutch. Donnie 16957 for 10. Hate to bring up a real world issue, but this is breaking. Trump had to be evacuated from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after shots were fired in the hotel where the event is going on. That's zero tolerance. I know they talk about shots fired. So here's the update. A shooter killed, he was outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So they did evacuate there. As I said, potential shots fired. He was rushed off stage. So here's the stuff, and here's him getting shot. And then everyone's panicking. They're trying to figure it out. Secret Service scrambles. They get the precedence of safety. So I don't. It's weird putting politics in here, but I mean, this is a big situation. You see Trump getting escorted out. His goal is to protect the president. I mean, they are loaded to the teeth. They just want to make sure there isn't a shooter out there. And you see a random dude with a phone just trying to record it. You have some random dudes recording with a phone for Instagram and TikTok likes. Like, see this guy right here? He's been recording the whole time. This guy's recording too. And Trump was evacuated, but everyone seems to be okay. So, fortunately, seems like there's no real issue. Marco 4103 for 10. As a Ducks fan, I would not be shocked if the Oilers start Tristan Jarry for Game 4. You did warn Edmonton on Jarry. Too bad the Oilers are getting outplayed by the Ducks' younger play. Defense and goaltending's been the issue for the Oilers, and it's really showing now. Connor Ingram is getting fucking buried. And it's not just in his goaltending, it's the defense. Anaheim has the much younger and much fresher legs, and it really shows. I think Anaheim wins this series. I don't think they go past the second round, depending if Vegas or Utah wins, but as I said, Anaheim is really just giving Edmonton serious fits. This is becoming... That is the series I was expecting this one to be. I was not expecting this one to be low scoring. And Minnesotan Lights, let's go wild. Definitely so, man, but I agree. Beastamel 1989 for 20 bones. Hold on. Hey, can you do the following in Kane's man voice? Raleigh! We finally beat a Vesna winner again! Our path to the finals is clear! If Omar got swept away by a hurricane of fucks, the Vlador doesn't stand a chance! Oh, dude, if I have to do that for a whole cup segment, my voice is going to be dead for like 3 days. The Matt 1002 for 5. Hey, Tree, how was the Pittsburgh draft? Aside from JG9, did you meet any other creators in Pittsburgh? I actually did. I met an Instagram creator. I'm trying to find his name real quick because I just followed him on Instagram as well. I will have to look it up here. It's JJ Burns. So I'll show you who he is. Give me 1 second here because we're about to start the second period. Yeah, I have to log in anyway, so so I'll actually do that first and then log in. Yeah. This is the guy. JJ Burks. So this is the guy I actually met. 5 Points actually knew him too, so we actually met here. So he's a relatively famous Instagram poster, 172,000 followers. So he does renditions of announcers. So really good dude. I met him, a few of his friends. I met a bunch of people down there who were awesome. I want to give a shout out to Aaron as well. He met him, hooked us up with some Burgatory. So dude, Aaron, love you, brother. If you need anything, let us know, dude. So absolutely, just wanted to give him a shout out as well and thank him for everything he did for us too. So otherwise, I want to thank everybody I met too who came up to me and said like, "Hey, just take a picture, big fan, dude." That's I'm surprised that many people recognize me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't really post myself that often, but just it's awesome, dude. Thank you guys, appreciate that. Let's go with 19:35 left in the second period. We're underway. Penn's power play or penalty kill, I should say, has expired. Flyers will take it. They dump it in towards the boards. They try to find Zegras. Given chase is going to be Tyson Forster. Checking Latang off the puck. Sorry, that's not Latang. That's Spinny Boy Sam Girard. Latang is checking Trevor Zegras into the board. Flyers fans looking for a penalty. They're not going to get it. Now it'll be taken by the Penguins. Kept in their zone. It'll be moved over by Lizotte. Lizotte is checked off the puck, but held on to. Now moved over to Rust at center ice. They'll dump it in. Vladar. Holding onto the puck. It's deflected in front of the net. Vladar with a big fuck up. Ricard Raquel backed it in. Dan Vladar with the biggest mistake of the series from him. Oh my God. I don't know why he passed that. It went off the spates of Ricard Raquel. He dives it behind the net. Backhands it in. And it's a 2-0 game. 2-0 fucking Penguins. Raquel with an unbelievable effort on the lazy, just the basic dump in. Vladar overplayed it. He got greedy and just it lands in his own net. We have to see this in person because it's just, I don't know what to say. It's just, you have to see it to believe it. That's all I'm going to say. Let's play the goal. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. Back over to the point. Back in front. It's nearly tipped in, but they keep it out. Crosby nearly shot it in and trickled in again, but still 2-0. You know what? Just for that, you fucked the ball. You fucked the ball, Vladar. I need a hockey version of that one. It trickled in, but it actually was accidentally held in by Mantha, nearly kicked in by Dvorak. But, you know, let's keep playing the song. We gotta play the party song. Moved up towards the boards. Picked up by Tommy Novak. Move it back over towards their own zone. Novak will hold on to it. Crosses ice pass over towards Malkin. Malkin keeps in. He's tripped over the play, but over towards the puck will be Solovyov. It's a penalty on the Flyers. A trip on Malkin in their own zone. Where the hell was this earlier in the series? Goaltending will touch the puck on the deflection by Chinakhov. And it's just how that is. But let me find this Raquel goal. Let me see if I have this goal. I'm trying to find it here. But yes. Here. I have it right here. This is the goal by Dan Vladar.
Rust envoie derrière le filet, sortie de Vladar. Vladar perd la rondelle à Raquel, rondelle est bonne.
Yeah, like he got greedy, deflects off Raquel's stick, and it's just a dive, and it's just like he mossed him. And now it's a 2-on-1, and it's fortunately saved by Archer Shelovs. Goaltending couldn't get much on it, but Penguins are good for giving up those power play opportunities. Yeah, it's Darth Vladar, and it's another save by Shelovs. Sanheim with the shot, but it's a power play, Penguins, right? Although it would be quite ironic if the Pens blew another multi-goal lead to end the series. It would be something, they're good at this. Crosby with the face-off against Cates to the right of Shelovs. Backed up towards the net, still trying to grab for it. Crosby will get it, kick it over towards Erik Karlsson, where they'll regroup. Behind his own net. 1:35 left in the power play. Karlsson with the puck. And he loses the puck, but it's picked up there by Raquel. Raquel moves it over towards the net to Malkin. Picked off the play by Forster. Tries to dump it in, but it's deflected by Crosby. Moved up to the point over to Karlsson. Tries to find his man. Blocked off again and dumped in by the Flyers. So, no harm, no foul. It'll be taken by Karlsson again. It's kind of a dead power play. You have momentum. Let's do something. Karlsson moves it into the zone. Tries to get over to Kindle. Back over to Malkin. Tries to find his man. It'll be over to Mantha. Tries to find Chinikov. Can't get enough on it. Rolls it over to Karlsson to the point. Back to Kindle. Back to Chinikov. Far slot. Back over towards the point to Kindle. At the point to Karlsson. Wrist shot deflected. Saved by Vladar. Mantha can't catch the rebound. 52 seconds left. Yeah, I still have a hard time believing that goal happened. But it'll be a face-off to the left of Vladar. Flyers win it. Wrists the line in, tries to clear. He can't, but the Penguins can't control it in the zone. They're going to have to regroup. 40 seconds left on the power play. Latang going to behind his own net to grab it. 16:40 left in the second period. Penguins leading 2-0. Takes it back over towards the center ice. Back over to Novak. Tries to find far side with speed. He'll dump it in. Back behind the own boards. Back over to Mantha. Mantha back at the point to Latang. Saucer pass. It will be tried to Chinikov. He can't get it. It'll be taken there by Christian Dvorak and dumps it in. Latang will grab it after a pass by Shelovs. Kindle with it now. With speed on the far side. He'll dump it in across the end boards. Tries to get past Sealer. Will he do? Yes, he does. But can he control it? No, he can't. Flyers grab it. Dump it in towards the boards. And here comes Dvorak. Dvorak on a potential breakaway. Back in front of the back. He can't control the pass. It's just on the play by Latang, who probably had his best play. He prevented the shot. I can't believe he did that. I mean, he maybe has some athleticism after all. Good job, Latang. He prevented a 2-1 tie. Flyers power play or penalty kill has expired. Here they come. Potential 3-on-2. Chinikov shot wide. But taken by the Penguins again. Spinny Boy tries to control it. Zot now has it. Moves it back over towards Shelovs. Shelovs back over towards Witherspoon. Witherspoon. Oh, yes, it's Shelovs. I'm thinking Gerard. Over towards Lazat. Lazat back at the point. Tries to find a Chari. Can't get enough on it. It'll be picked up by Martone. Martone gets it past the blue line towards the red line, still skating into the Penguin zone. Moves over to Konechny, near side. Back behind the net, over towards Drysdale. Shot wide. It'll be taken there on the rebound by Sam Girard. Moves it over to Lazat. Lazat on the far side with speed. Moves it behind him over to Dewar. Dewar, wrist shot, blocked off, saved by Vladar. Rebound can't be controlled. It'll be picked up by Achari behind the net. Moves it over towards Solovyov. Quick wrist shot, blocked off, shot wide. Back over towards the net. Back over to Lazat. Tries to find Dewar. Poke checked off there by Zegras. He can't get it out. Moves it over to Achari, 2600. Picked up by Dewar. Good run by the fourth line. Tries to find his man. Achari can't get enough on it. Flyers will get it out of the zone. Martone on the far side. He'll dump it in just to get some breathing room. Solovyov tries to give chase. Crosby will get it out of the net. And the Flyers will not recover. It'll be picked up by Raquel. Well, it loses the puck. It'll be picked up there by Cates, but Crosby giving chase. And it's going to be another bad penalty for the Penguins. I don't know if it's Solovyov or if it's going to be Crosby, but... So I'm not sure what this was. Yeah, it's too many men. It's a too many men penalty on the Penguins. You know, it'd be nice if they stopped taking these unforced penalties. And Kenneth Larson, 1637 for 2 votes. Keep coming to our games! I think the Flyers are saying the same thing. Kalen Dragon, 56 for 2. Been a fan for a while. Hope you enjoyed the draft. Mantha will be serving the penalty for too many men. And I did enjoy the draft, Kalen. I'll probably be heading down to DC next year. I'll do a live draft from Five's house. Back in the far boards, it'll be a scrum. Penguins have won the faceoff, but they can't control it. Achari tries to grab it. He'll dump it in and clear. Get us away from a very eager Flyers power play. 1:45 left, 14-12 left in the second period. Moves it back behind his own eyes. He'll be taken by Trevor Zegras. Zegras with speed, trying to break through. Moves it over to Martone. Martone on the far side. Goes over towards the far side. Quick shot, deflected. Tries to find a man. It's shot wide on the rebound. The Penguins try to clear. They can't. Once again, deflected. Saved by Shilovs. Oh, Philly was smelling blood, but they just couldn't pull the trigger. Just shot just wide. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like Five's up further north. Like he's by DC right now. So that's why I'm thinking I might go to him. Hey, Parham, like Forster hasn't really done much this series. Tippett's done a bit. I don't know about Forster. The one who's really been invisible is Mishkov. I've been really disappointed in him. I thought he'd do a lot better. Flyers will win the faceoff on the power play. Quick one-timer. It'll be blocked off. They couldn't get the shot to Cates. Rolls it over towards Ristolainen. Ristolainen gets back into the Penguin zone. He finds his man. Gets over to Dvorak. Tries to find Konechny. He couldn't get there in time. And it's held in by Shilovs. Saving the day there was Sam Girard. Konechny was wide open. And I mean wide open. Whew. Well, 20th Century Man, I'm flubbing everything. That's the problem, but... Well, of course, Tomster. This is always how it goes. And Cody DHF 3 for 5. As a former CFL mascot performer, trust me, the costume will completely cover the shame of your face. I mean, it will. Let's be real. And if that happens, I already have everything set up, so we'll figure it out when it happens. Don't worry. You guys will have the full salt when that occurs. Flyers win the faceoff again. At the point is Ristolainen. Moves it over towards, that's Mishkov. Back over to, back. Now to Mishkov. One-timer shot by Ristolainen. Deflected wide. It'll be picked up on the play there by the Flyers. Mishkov moves it back behind his net. Tries to find Forster, or Tippett. He can't get it there, but it's picked up by the Flyers. Mishkov moves it over towards Ristolainen. Ristolainen at the point, waits, tries to find his man. It's Mishkov at the near slot. Back over to the point, back over to Tippett. Tippett tries to find his man, Dvorak. He can't get it on net, blocked by Rust. He gets his own rebound, though. Back over to Tippett, back to Mishkov. Mishkov rolls it over towards, I believe that's Drysdale. Drysdale back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen moves it over towards, sorry, that's going to be Konechny. Konechny shot dropped off wide. Move over to Tippett, tries to find his man. It's going to be over towards Konechny again. Konechny back over towards Dvorak, back to the point, over towards Tippett, back to Konechny. Konechny waits, tries to look for his man. 12:36 left in the penalty. Quick wrist shot over by Tippett. It's blocked off, never got on net. Ristolainen holds on. Penalty will be expired. Shot over there by Chet. It'll be shot wide. And he dumps it in. It'll be icing. Actually, no. It'll be recovered by Mantha. No icing call. It'll be taken there by Ristolainen. He'll dump it into the boards. And this will be icing as Witherspoon touches it with 12:16 left in the second. So fortunate thing is the Penguins have made some really boneheaded penalties. But the good news is that it hasn't affected them whatsoever. Thank the fucking Lord. And Beast of Metal 1989 for 5 bones. If Van Nubner loses the draft lottery, their fans are going to take notes from 3 Days Grace, just like the 1994 finals and the 2011 finals. Well, the problem is Vancouver, they have their scapegoat. It's OV. And the problem is, JR's the problem. Like, you have latter stage JR without the rings or the cup. Witherspoon keeps it in the net. It'll be backhanded over towards Mantha. He tries to find Raquel. He can't get it there in time. Potential 2-on-2 brewing. Cates dumps it into the boards. Gets it over towards Witherspoon. He'll find his man. It's Crosby. Crosby, saucer pass over towards Carlson. Carlson moving in towards the boards. Moves it into the zone. Dumps it in. Sanheim tries to get his man and does. He'll get it over to Forster. Mantha picks off the puck though. Moves it over far side boards back to Carlson. He'll flip it over towards Malkin. Malkin back to Witherspoon. Witherspoon shot off, deflected, save on the pad by Vladar. 11:34 left in the second period. 12-8 are the shots. 2-0 the score on the biggest error Dan Vladar's made in probably a very, very long time. And Tony Nicolaude, straight flick for 5. Yes, Dallas and Minnesota. Go to 7 and continue to destroy each other and come out of it exhausted. The Avs would enjoy that. But you got to be careful because the rest could end you. Just look at the Penguins. Tony Nicolaude, 6503. What will you do if a reverse sweep happens? Shit my pants. Shit my pants and laugh. And the Bounce Bros 3648. Idea for you. Fuck the ball hockey edition. Landy goal game 3 hitting off the back and then the goalie skates straight into the net. Well, not just that. It's you got to think about Vesa Toskala. You got to go with, the UPL miss on the save on the backhand. The Patrick Stefan goal, that was a no-goal because of the ice divot. And you also got to go with the Steve Smith pass that went off Fewer's leg and into the net. You fucked the puck. You fucked the puck, kids. Not good. That's an easy fix. I can do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get a little coffee. Pizza time.
Pizza time.
No, he did not. Thank God. All right, I'm losing my mind. And there's not happening there. But I missed beef? How did I miss beef? I was too busy doing the pizza time because I wasn't able to get coffee. I was too distracted. But we did not. We had beef. That's bullshit. I missed the beef.
We have got beef, motherfuckers!
2-0. Vladar to the left face-off circle. Kindle would be up against Dvorak. Penguins take the draw. Moves up to the back. It's deflected by Soderblom. It's saved by Vladar. And here they come. Konechny back into the Penguin zone. He gets it over to Martone. Picked up the puck by Mantha. It'll be taken by the Penguins. Mantha tries to hold on to it. Out of his reach. He picked up there by the Flyers. And over to Juleson. Juleson, Krong saucer pass. Taken that. Deflected. Picked off by Mantha. Mantha moves it back into the zone. Taken there by Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon gets his man, moves it across the net, deflected by the Flyers, picked off, and here they come. Forster takes it now. Quick wrist shot blocked off by Wotherspoon. It'll be moved up for the Penguins. Potential 2-on-3 incoming, but Kendall blows a tire, unfortunately, and they're going to have to go for the line change. Ristolainen takes it behind his own net, 9:50 left in the second period. Long saucer pass over towards Zegras. He tries to find his man, can't get there. It'll be picked up by Tippett behind the own net, but Solovyov giving pressure. He'll take the puck. Crosby tries to hold on. Ristolainen will keep it in the zone. Moves it over towards Tippett behind the net. Tries to find his man. Checked on the play by Solovyov. And the Penguins will try to recover. They keep it out of the zone. Raquel will get it. Dumps it into the boards where Ristolainen will recover. Swarmed by Penguins. He gets it out of there. It'll be picked up by Cam York. Sorry, that's Sanheim. Sanheim dumps it into the boards. Taken there by the Penguins. Brian Rust tries to find Crosby. Can't. It'll be picked off by Sanheim. Moves it over to Drysdale. Drysdale finds his man. Long saucer pass over to Forster. Blocked off on the play by the Penguins, and here they come. Crosby finds his man. Back over to Rust. Rust at the front point. Quick wrist shot. Saved by Vladar. Rebound will be easily to the Flyers. Taken there by Mishkov. He'll be moved over towards that Zegras. Zegras tries to find his man Forster. Forster grabs it. Behind the net of the Penguins. Latang giving pressure. And he'll take the puck. Latang moves it over to the front. He'll be taken by Kindle. He'll dump it into the zone. Tries to find Chinikov. Chinikov can't get it, though. He'll be taken by Drysdale, but Achari giving pressure. The fourth line out for the Penguins. Dewar takes the puck. Holds on behind his own net. York tries to get pressure, but he's going to hold on. Tries to get over to Lazat. The Flyers are going to get it. They'll chip it out of danger. Taken by the Penguins. They'll flip it over to Latang in the Penguin zone. Long saucer pass over to Dewar. Dewar with a potential long time and blocked off by York. It'll be out of play. He tried to find Achari, who was screaming towards the net, but a good play by Cam York gets it out of danger. 8:21 left in the second period. What, Ants down? Oh, no. Ants down? Oh, that sucks. It's on NBC. Oh, it's on ABC. Oh, yeah. That could be a leg injury. And he's not putting any weight on that left foot. He's out for the game. Which is a shame because Minnesota kind of needs him. An IX deep 1 for 2. Urinating tree, Pittsburgh, 2 minutes for too much man. Wait, hold on. I don't want to do that one. I want to do this one. And I will remove the "you will obey" for the time being because someone mentioned too much man. And this man right here, Gary Roberts, was much too much man. You know who else is too much man, my friends? Let me show you who else is too much man. Who's too much man? Yeah. This guy right here. Look at that mustache. That man is too much man. You know who else is too much man? This man, Jennings Dunker. This man is too much man. That is a man, my friends. This is a man. I'm sorry. This man is an instant Hall of Famer just from the look alone. I'm sorry. Way too much man. And Mr. Yes 413, did you tip the delivery man? Yes, I did. DoorDash gives you a tip option. So yes, for pizza time, I did tip the delivery man. I believe it was a delivery woman. So there is that. And Pedro Pascal's playing for the Dolphins. Well, if he doesn't get over overused like Pedro Pascal, I think he'll be okay. Well, William Terry, I mean, mustaches could be, you're either a steelworker, a Viltrumite, or gay. That's usually what a mustache signifies. But, yeah. I mean, all the Gen Z people love mustaches. I mean, there's something about a good mustache. I can't really grow a good mustache. It's like pubes. Gerard takes the puck. He wins the draw. Gerard keeps the puck in the net. He's keeping it in the zone. Malkin, given pressure by the Flyers. It's chipped out to Novak. He tries to find Chinakhov. Can't get there. But it'll be kept in by Malkin. Malkin finds Novak. Novak trying to hold on to the puck. Ristolainen given pressure. Moves out of the point to Latang. Dot wide. Hathaway trying to find the puck. It's back with Gerard. Hathaway will just swat it away. And Latang will get the puck. Latang moves it in. It'll be taken there by the Flyers, intercepted. He tried to go for Novak. Ristolainen tries to grab it. Quick wrist shot. Saved on the chest snipe by Chilovs. And a big body check by Couturier. And they're going to give a little action there. Sam Girard took a nasty body hit from Sean Couturier. And it's getting a little chippy, boys. It's getting chippy. Couldn't get all in it due to the forecheck by Sam Girard, and then Ristolainen just... That wasn't Girard, actually. That was Tommy Novak who got the hit. Ristolainen hit Novak, and then Latang pushed into Couturier. Okay, now I see it. Oh, the Randy Carlyle days were, I was too young to remember those, unfortunately. Well, Matthew Wood, I can do a little bit of a beard. I do better with like a little goatee. The neck gets itchy, and that's annoying. Ristolainen, quick wrist shot, couldn't get it on net. Flyers keep it in the zone, though. They'll move it over towards Konechny. Konechny back over to the point to Sanheim. He can't keep it in, though. They'll have to reset. Penguins take the puck, though. It's picked up by Crosby. 3-on-2 potentially incoming. Crosby, shot, saved by Vladar. And he'll hold on to it with 7:24 left in the second period. Yeah, see, Kendall, I mean, if it's that bad, the T-Wolves are done. See, Leclerc, you're right. And the thing is, they did play into the BS in Game 3. And guess what happened? They came back, and they won the game. Well, Gabe talks, like, the neck always itches for me. I prefer to shave that because once it gets itchy, like, shaving it really helps that. So, this part right here, that's always the part that gets itchy. When it gets itchy, I know it's time for me to shave. I like to keep a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. And Nick J. Kovac for 5. What's up, Nick? Good to see you this weekend, my man. A mustache could also just mean you're a member of the Village People. No, you could also be Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury had a really nice mustache. It'll be an icing call on the Flyers. Weatherspoon picks it up. Just missed Shilovs. Yeah. It's a shame, dudes. What is this graphic on TNT? I'm watching the Pittsburgh Sportsnet version, so I don't have the TNT version. Well, Moo, I didn't expect the Suns to even make it this far, so whatever. Back to the point. It's over to Witherspoon. Moves it over to Carlson. Shot wide. And it's going to be a penalty on the Flyers, I believe. Yes, it was a trip. Crosby's going to take the penalty. I believe this is going to be a Penguins power play where the Flyers will probably gain momentum by some damn reason. But we'll see. It's a cross-check on the Flyers. It was their 4th line out. Who's it going to be on? Yeah, that's on Luke Glendening. I mean, that's a textbook cross-check. So here's the thing. They called it on Lizotte. They're going to call that on Glendening. It's soft, but once again, at least they're being fair. It's a makeup call. That's what that is. So Glendening, one of their better penalty killers to the box. Couturier will be in the face-off circle against Crosby. Flyers win the draw. Cam York will take it, and it's going to be out of play. They'll keep it in the Flyers zone. 7:07 left in the second period. They're going to call that a dive. Ooh, Tommy Bavaro. Which GM's worse? Chris Drury, Chuck Fletcher, or Jim Benning? Jim Benning. Chuck Fletcher was really fucking bad, but he at least had his moments in Minnesota. And Drury's still incoming. So that legacy's still intact. But Jim Benning was fucking terrible. That OEL trade was so poorly thought out. And you gifted them Dylan Guenther. You just could have let them play out the last years of their deal and have been fine. Like, I don't get that. And the thing is, it was Benning's own damn fault. You were caught in those fucking contracts. And Flyers are going to keep it in their zone because this is what happens when the Penguins have a power play. But they're going to keep it in and reset. Crosby taking the puck. He'll move it over towards Ricard Raquel. Move it back to Carlson. Carlson skates it into the Flyers zone. Far side. Moves it across ice to Crosby. Back to the point over to Malkin. Malkin moves it back over to Carlson. Skates to the point. Back over near side to Malkin. Malkin back over to Carlson. Carlson tries to find his man. He gets it. Back to Crosby. Fake slap shot. Back over to Crosby is Carlson. Carlson gets the puck again. Waits. Back to Crosby. Pitch and catch. 1 minute left. Tries to find his man. Can't get there. And it'll be back over towards Crosby. Doesn't stay off ice. Moves it back to Malkin, back to Crosby. Crosby, shot, deflected wide. Flyers can't get it. It's going to be deflected and chipped in. Forster has a potential breakaway. Carlson giving chase. Tries to find his man. Saved by Shelovs. Shelovs held on and didn't bend on the terrible Penguins power play. Another breakaway for the Flyers, and Tyson Forster can't elevate. Yeah, Crosby bit. And the thing is, Forster's just cherry-picking the whole way. But Shelovs holds firm. That might save the Penguins the game. But they can't keep giving this shit up. The Flyers aren't scared. Come on, man. They're up 3-0. 41 seconds left on the power play for the Penguins. 5:53 left in the second period. It'll be to the left of Shelovs. Novak in the face-off circle. He wins the draw. Latang takes the puck behind his own net. Now skates forward. Finds the man near side. It'll be Novak. Loses the puck. But it's going to be recovered there by Garnet Hathaway. He'll dump it in and clear. 25 seconds left in the power play. Penguins leading 2-0. Latang waits for the puck. He finds his man. It's going to be Ben Kindle. Kindle with speed down the center of the ice. Quick wrist shot. Never got on net. Blocked off by Sealer. Ristolainen tries to grab it. He'll dump and clear. Held up at center ice by Latang. He can't get the puck off. It's intercepted by Couturier. Couturier tries to get past Tommy Novak. He can't. It'll be taken by Ben Kindle. Power play expires for the Penguins, and that was a terrible power play. Drysdale will slap it across his own net. Moves it back behind. He'll get over to Ristolainen. Potential 3-on-2 incoming. Ristolainen, swarmed by two Penguins, tries to find a man. Off the deflection by Couturier. Saved by Shelovs. Back over to Couturier behind his own net. Carlson given pressure. Trying to hold on to it. Forster trying to grab for it. Tippett trying to get for it. It'll go over towards Drysdale. Shot by Glendening. It's blocked off. It goes out of the Flyer zone. And it's scrummed in front of the boards. Picked up there by Tippett. He'll dump it into the boards. Held in by Shelovs. It's picked up by Zegras. Zegras fakes the Michigan. Holding in the far side of the zone. With possession. Tries to find his man and does. Moves it over towards Tippett. Tippett back over towards York. York finds Zegras. Zegras, quick deflection, scores! You can't let that happen. Denver Barkey on the deflection. Nobody's covering him. Flyers have a 1-goal deficit. They cut it in half. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. They were screaming the whole time, and guess what? This is the shit that happens. Hold up, wrong. No, I got it the right one. There we go. Yeah, Witherspoon loses Barkey. Barkey kind of pushed off, but that's legal. Carlson wasn't blocking, and Barkey's just wide open, unimpeded. Hey, the Penguins are good at blowing multi-goal leads, I'm just saying. We will obey. And now the Flyers smell blood. Denver Barkey with his first career playoff goal. Surprised it's not a high stick on a Chari, but it's dumped into the boards. 4 minutes left. Dumped into the sideboards. Fourth line giving chase. Crushed in by Solovyov. They'll keep it in. Back over to Dewar behind the net. Dewar trying to find his net. Shot across the crease. Nobody there. Now picked up by the Flyers. Martone tries to find an opening skater and does. It'll be Christian Dvorak. Dumps it in towards the boards. Solovyov giving chase. Same as Konechny. Picked up by the Flyers. Martone keeps it in. Moves it back over towards Cam York. York tries to find his man. It's picked up by Solovyov. Moves it over to Shea. Intercepted there. Zegras and York on the assists on the Barkey goal. Shea dumps it in across the boards. Picked up by Cam York. York moves it over towards Glendening. Glendening in the fourth line out for the Flyers. Dumps it in. Sam Girard giving chase. Glendening will win the draw. And now moving in towards the far side. Couturier tries to grab it. Penguins will intercept. Ricard Raquel moves it over to Crosby. Crosby over far side to Girard. Girard will backhand it in behind the boards. Raquel giving chase. Same as Cam York. Garnet Hathaway tries to find it, and here comes Crosby. Crosby moves it back behind the net to Latang. Latang over to Girard to the far slot. Quick wrist shot deflected. Never got on net. Scramble forward in front. And the Flyers are going to come up with it. They're going to come up with it and clear the zone, courtesy of Glendening. And the Penguins will get it at center ice. They try to clear on boards. They can't. Russ tries to clear. He'll get it to blue line, but not really. He'll be in the Flyer zone, and there will be a dead play. There may be some beef here. Hold on. Yep, Denver Barkey is his name. Well, William Terry, Latang actually hasn't been half bad today. I'm just going to say that. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, well, just how that is. And the Bounce Bros, 3648. I opt for the handlebar mustache to incite duels. No. You need the twirly mustache to incite duels. So you do a little rapier. Be like, I just flick my mustache. Be like, I challenge you to a duel, man. And then just twirl my mustache while I'm stabbing people one-handed with a rapier. In a good old fencing match. That's what I do. And Jared Froman, if you piss off a Viltrumite, the question isn't whether you die, but how long do you have left before they kill you? Well, considering they're superhumans and they can find you no matter what, I would say about 5 seconds. Well, Jim Bob Commando, they're never going to play St. Ivany over Latang. That's just the reality of it. They believe in loyalty, but the problem is, like, the Canadians are scratching Gallagher. Well, Daniel Hall, I don't know. Could we win, Bernard? Brandon Simmons, will you do commentary for the Indy 500? Maybe. I don't know enough about IndyCar to really give it the justice. I know a few of the drivers, but as I said, the Indy 500 is more of an event than anything. I know a guy who lives, like, in that area, so I could probably, like, get on to, like, the IndyCar circuit. I'm not going to kiss the bricks or anything, but I might drink the milk. And Anthony Ruggiero, 1988 for 2 bones. Pens and 4 over the Avs Stanley Cup Finals. Confirmed. I mean, maybe. Well, William Terry, American racing it's gone through its ups and downs. Open wheel racing's peak was in the 90s. They split. It's not been the same. NASCAR's problem is they've just been doing their own thing. But there is news. Jim France is stepping away to be more of a shadow emperor than an infield face. So Steve O'Donnell will be taking over there. As I said, it's just, hopefully it reduces some of the grip the France family has, but I don't think so. Chinakov's going to take the puck, rolls it over towards Latang in the Flyer zone. Waits, Latang tries to find his man, back to Malkin, flips it back to Latang, saved by Vladar. He'll tread it back to the point over to Girard. Quick shot by Chinakhov. Shot wide. It's sitting next to the net for the Flyers. They get it over to the puck. He'll be taken by the zone. Moves it over to Girard. Quick wrist shot. And he sees it the whole way as Vladar. He'll glove it with 1:55 left in the second period. C. Kendall. Kenny Albert is one of the most versatile broadcasters in America. I know a lot of people have issues with his commentary style, but the dude calls everything. He's called baseball. He calls basketball. He has a full-time job with the Rangers. Not just the Rangers, but the Knicks. He does hockey. He's the main guy for TNT. He does NFL games. He's done international games. Like, the dude is one of the most versatile, like, play-by-play men in sports. And I respect him for that. Like, he's good at his job. He did the Olympics, both men and women. Like, the dude is a busy man. He's good. It'll be Kindle on the face-off draw. It'll be against the third line for the Flyers. Penguins take the draw. Soderblom tries the backhand. It'll be picked off by Martone. With speed, moves over to Konechny. He'll dump it in. Picked up by Witherspoon. It's checked off the puck by Juleson. But Soderblom will get it out of the Penguin zone. They'll have to reset, but it's picked up by Mantha. Mantha giving chase. They'll move it across over to Nate Seeler. Seeler will dump it into the boards. Shilovs will pick it up behind his own net. Tries to get it to Mantha. It's picked off by the Flyers. They try to keep it in as Konechny. It's picked off by Latang. Or not Latang, Carlson. Goes over to Soderblom. Not Kevin Stevens. Tries to be swatted off by Ben Kindle. They can't keep it in, though. It'll be taken by Ristolainen. Ristolainen moves it into the Flyers zone behind his own net. Backhands it over towards the Flyers bench. Fourth line out for them. It'll be taken by the Penguins. Sanheim tries to grab for it. It'll be taken there by, I believe that's Goaltending. But they held on to it. Zegras tries to hold on. He loses his stick. He's trying to find a penalty, but it's not going to be taken there. Tippett moves on for Konechny. Konechny potentially has a break right over the side by Sanheim, and he loses the puck. It's saved by Shilovs. He's looking for a penalty. He can't get it. Another break for the Flyers. Moves it back over towards Brian Rust. Rust holds into the zone. He's picked off there by Sanheim. It's stumped in by the Flyers with 30 seconds left. See, the Penguins' defense is a fucking mess. Just break them off. You're good. Crosby tries the backhand, picked off by the Flyers. Juleson tries to keep it in and can't. Crosby will chip it away. Back over towards Drysdale, who gets into his own end to pick it in. 15 seconds left. Rolls over towards Tippett. He'll get it out of the Flyers zone, picked off by the Penguins. Chinikov with it now. That's Achari. Achari moves it into the zone. Moves it over towards Donner Dewar. 3 seconds left. Back over to Shea. Shot saved by Vladar, and that will end the period. 1 goal apiece for both sides of the Kriegist era by Dan Vladar, but the Flyers are storming because their defense is fucking terrible. Tippett was there, and he beat his man. Carlson was nowhere to be found. Witherspoon was playing the body. It had to be Brian Rust who back-checked. Actually, Shilovs didn't save that. He just shot it high. But the Penguins still have the lead. Oh, Christine, the Penguins have blown these leads like it's nothing. It would be very fitting for the Penguins to blow another multi-goal lead to lose this series. It would be very, very fucking fitting. Thanks, Stan. I appreciate you. 20th Century Man, as I said, I keep flubbing up. I keep screwing up names. It's probably tough because I have one camera angle. I can't actually see the ice, but it's just, yeah, as I said, it's tough. I mean, Jan K1Z. Oh, you had Harry Kalis. He was fucking good. The thing was, Pittsburgher, you are spoiled by some really good commentators. I had Bill Hillgrove on football, Lanny Fratteri and Greg Brown on baseball. The thing with Greg Brown, if they're a bad team, he sounds like a cheerleader. If they're really good, Greg Brown is a good commentator. That's what I'm going to say. 13 through 15, he was pretty good. He had some weird calls, but at the same time, the passion is absolutely there. And in hockey, he had Mike Lang. Like, Mike Lang was incredible. Like, he was our Rick Jenner. And it sucked when he died. Oh, Gary wants a 7-game series for the first round. As I said, rocks the gal. Yeah, our defense is fucking terrible. It would not shock me one bit if most of this defense, if not all of it, is completely perched this offseason. Like, it's bad. Elliot KO for 5 bones. You should do a collab with Hockey Psychology. He does good shit. I said Hockey Psychology does good shit. I see a lot from shoot, I forget his name. Yeah, I know, like, he does, like, a lot of the regular stuff. I can't think of his name. It's like a 3, he follows me on Twitter, too. It's just, like, I'm stupid for not thinking of his name. But I know there's him. There's Top Shelf Hockey, I believe. There are a couple other guys that do stuff, too. But, yeah, it's definitely one of the things. And Anthony Ruggiero, Gritty just snapped at Toddler's neck as there's a deep left field by Castellanos. And Daniel Hall, dude didn't even have a jersey ready for the Mans. But, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Jennings Dunker. God himself. That man is going to the Hall of Fame just in that. That is a bold take, Vandy62. That is a bold fucking take. Mike Yeo getting big dogged by Rod the Bod. Jordan Schmaltz probably had a bad experience with Mike Yeo. Mike Yeo, I was never crazy about him as a coach. Like as an assistant, like they were calling for him to get fired because of a bad power play for the Pens. Dan Muse grows hair out in an attempt to shift series momentum. Fake KDKA news. And there he is. Gritty. Gritty just staring there. He's standing there, man. Look at him.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
He's just standing there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But otherwise, in terms of the score period, Wild beat the Stars 3-2. Hurricanes beat the Senators 4-2. Penguins up 2-1. In the baseball world, Royals are putting belt to ass on the Angels. The Dodgers putting belt to ass on the Cubbies. And the Pirates won another game. They won another game 6-3. Connor Griffin went 2 for 4. Nick Gonzalez did pretty well. Not really hitting for power or on base, but he is hitting for average. Spencer Horwitz, 1 for 4 with 2 ribbies. So you know what? That's not bad. Mitch Keller had a good game. I mean, you held on to Jacob Mizorowski. And, I mean, you did technically win the series. You could sweep tomorrow. So you know what? It's not bad. 16-11. Pirates, good job so far. Please keep it up. Appreciate you. Let's go. Yankees beating the Astros 8-2. Reds beating the Tigers 9-2. And the Braves potentially adding an 11th L to the Flyers, or the Phillies. They are down 4-3, but they have a runner on third with nobody out. So this could be a tie game faster than you could say you will obey. Speaking of which, let's do some puck doku, which might be the last time we do it, pending on if the Penguins blow this game. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, the things could change. It could change. Some NBA Jam on there. Why not? Nashville, Florida. Ooh. There are a couple really obscure ones, but ooh. That's a really good one. I'll come back to that one. Florida, Detroit. There are a bunch of them you could do here. I don't think Jamie Pusher ever played. Johan Garpenlöf. And Stanley Cup winner, as I said, you can do guys who formerly played for the team, or like, you know, a vet like Eddie Belfour you can do. Joe Nieuwendyk, Gary Roberts. Let's do Stefan Matteau. Oh, he won with the team. Damn it. I can't read. I can't fucking read. That is horseshit. So you have to win with the team. Okay, so you're looking at somebody, for example, like a Ryan Lomberg. And then for the Blackhawks, you're looking for somebody along the lines of, say, Ben Smith, who did win a cup with the Blackhawks. St. Louis, for example, you're looking at somebody like a Sammy Blais. And then St. Louis, Detroit, dude, take a name out of a hat. Bernie Federko, Adam Oates, Steve Duchesne, David Perron. Like, there are a bunch of different names you can think of here. Let's go with, you know, Nick Leddy, Justin Falk, Justin Hull. I don't think Justin Hull ever played, like, for the Blues, per se. I know they were in their minor league system, but I can think about that. We'll go with, how about Lee Norwood? Yeah, Lee Norwood, let's go. St. Louis, Nashville. Ooh. Blair Atchingham. Chicago, Nashville. Blair Atchingham will probably be the answer here. But let's switch this up. Ooh, Chicago, Nashville. Kevin Dean. Damn. Let's go Rob Zettler. Damn. I'm trying to overthink it now. Because Nashville, there's not much overlay. Stu Grimson's a pretty easy one. Chemo Tiemanen's another easy one. How about Mike Santorelli? No. Chicago, Detroit. Dude, take a name out of a hat. Chris Chelios. Athanasiou. Mrazek. Tyler Bertuzzi. Like, there's so much overlap between these teams. You're good. You know what? For old time's sake, Bob Probert. That's an easy one, but as I said, you got to do respect for Bob Probert. Rest in peace. Florida, Nashville. Ooh. As I said, I'm trying to overthink this, but Hornqvist is a good one. But I'm trying to think who else it would be. Thought I'd be done with this one though. Chicago, Nashville. You know, we'll do Grimson. And then Florida, Nashville. Did Dallas Aikens ever play for Nashville? Let's see. No. He did not. Simmons, Thornton. Dan Ellis is actually a real good pick. Let's do that one. Good job, man. Dan Ellis is a really good pickup. So, let's go with, yeah, Daniel Lowry. Good job, man. Let's go over a few super chats in the meantime, though. BWG3209 for 5 bones. I'm hoping for Congrats Sens that's a parody of Kyle Ivan's music video. If that series wasn't peak Sens, then I don't know what is. I don't know if I'll do a parody. I don't know if I'm going to have the time. But I'll definitely play that song and just overlay a bunch of basic shit while the Senators get their asses beat. I think that's the play. And BWG3209. Also, everyone here should obey and like the stream. No. You will obey and dislike on the stream. And unsubscribe. Obey Gritty. Look at those eyes. He wants you to dislike it. Let's go. Love you boys. Appreciate everyone being here on this Saturday night. As I watch as I mauled for great justice. Jared Froman for 705 Fury. Lucan's son is Myles Garrett. Prove me wrong. No. His grandfather's Jim Brown. The mustache? Yeah. That's Jim Brown, dude. Sports Ball Otaku 2139. You see, Cletus almost won the ARCA race at Dega. No. I know, like, Dega definitely has more of a chance. And I did see a really bad wreck with ARCA style. So, Andy Jankowiak has won the race. So, let me see if I have the results here. So was he the last lap pass? Yeah. So he drafted with McFarland. He wanted to. McFarland wanted to win for Greg Biffle. So here it is.
Cletus is doing a nice job hanging.
Cletus McFarland.
After a nice push from the 24 of Daniel.
He won his first lap.
Actually pushes him out front of the 18.
Cletus McFarland in front here at Talladega in the
They said he was a gimmick.
Dice doing his job getting that side draft off Gio Ruggiero, keeping this outside line in it. Now Cletus has a tough job of what do I do now that I'm here?
If Cletus
But
pulls
he
this
does lead the lap.
off, I would be scared to be in the infield tonight. I can tell you that, right?
It's those bonus points, man. But he does. And that's just how the cookie crumbles, my friend. I'm trying to find a result page. But Cletus McFarland finished second. So I did see that. But yeah, that's a good job for Cletus. Especially, you know, he is a racing YouTuber, but at the same time, I mean, finishing second in any racing league is fucking phenomenal. Even if it is Talladega, and that's an equal playing field. Good job to Cletus McFarland. Smack Gaming 5640. Gritty has summoned the end of times. Obey for real, though our mascot is goated. Hockey is the best playoffs on the planet. Sucks you're a Penn fan. Richard Ma would be disappointing, Nutri. Well, who's Richard Ma? I don't care. I'm me. And we will obey. Courtesy of Clickbait Sports somehow. But once again, we will obey. We will truly, truly obey. Let's move this up a little bit. But full back right there. So we will obey. I just want to make sure that Clickbait Sports will not be in the way. Yep, we will obey. Truly obey. As Too Much Man is still in play. We'll remove Too Much Man there in a second. Isle Dog for 2 bones. It looks like Ant tore his ACL. Oh, come on, man. If I can get a view of... No, I don't want... So, Anthony Edwards was helped to the locker room. I want to show this in the meantime so we can both get a view of what's happening here. In the paint,
right
trying
now
to block
Minnesota. Again, you hope this one's not too serious. Watch the left leg that needed. Clearly.
An internal flex. Like, that is the same thing that happened to Sean Elliott. He was out for the season, so... Ooh. That sucks. And there's nothing you can do about it because he's playing the ball. It's a great block, but it's just the way he lands. Yeah. Yeah, no wonder why he can't. I don't know if that's a torn ACL. That could be a could be meniscus. But as I said, it might be a stability thing just because it's that's just bad. That sucks. I mean, Ant is a good player. That's a fucking shame. Yeah, that's enough Anthony Edwards. I just wanted to see like that, but we'll see that. So, here it is. Bill Belichick's UNC program, dubbed internally as the NFL's 33rd franchise, had no players drafted by the other 32. Sucks to suck, Bill. Get another balloon arch your girlfriend will pay you for. Oh, here we go. And hockey images that precede unfortunate events. That's definitely a very unfortunate event. That might cost Philly this game. I mean, it's the reason why it's not tied. But plenty of time there, my friends. Such is the life. Woof. That sucks. Jaguars double dip, 678 and 679. Look at these rankings here. I'm just curious. Look at these rankings here. 163, 150, 41, 187. Well, 41's at least a good one, Emmanuel Prangnon. But everything else is just a massive reach except Tano Crociol. Well, Josh Cameron too, but good lord, that's bad. Pens haven't lost yet. But once again, my friends, we will obey. And this is on standby in case it happens. I hope this won't happen, but it is ready just in case. Definitely just in case. Time will tell there, though. And they're showing the broken Liberty Bell right now, but and there's Jason Kelsey on pit road with the Hendrick crew. So here is the best value, and I'm going to say this just in ironic factor. This was a situation where John Lynch was saying that AI was it's run around in every front office. They horrifically reached on pretty much everyone. Most value. It is going dead last. He has a massive reach by a country mile. I mean, the Rams, they reach... this is low because of, Ty Simpson. But, yeah. We'll have to see what happens here. But Jacksonville, San Francisco, they had some interesting drafts. I'm just going to say. Very, very interesting drafts. We'll see by the end, but it's not looking good. Ryan Adams for 5 bones. Thank you very much. Ant and Dante both getting season-ending injuries on the same night. Did Dante get hurt too? Oh, shit. That would be a definite pinball thing. So, Dante DiVincenzo has apparently torn his Achilles.
Grabbed the right calf, right Achilles area. Stayed down. Now he did get up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he tore his Achilles. You can see the pluck right here.
Achilles
Watch
area.
here.
Stayed down. Now he did get up.
Yeah, that's a ripple. He's gone. That's a torn Achilles. That is a torn Achilles. DiVincenzo's out for the year. I mean, hopefully it's just a hyperextension, but that's pain for the Timberwolves, man. Did they sacrifice their health for the Wild winning that overtime game? Well, we're starting the end of the beginning of the third period with 19:34 left in the third. Penguins have possession. They'll move it over towards Erik Karlsson. 1-goal lead, but it's very precarious. Dumping it in towards the boards are the Penguins. Chinakhov will fetch it out of the own end, but picked up by the Flyers. Taking it now is going to be Travis Konechny. Moves it over towards the 5 boards. They'll try to find it, dumps it in. Take it into the side, picked off by Chinakhov. Tries to find the puck, can't get there, though. It's going to be taken by Christian Dvorak. Dvorak moves it back behind the own net. It'll be towards Ristolainen. Ristolainen will take it, moves it over towards Konechny. Konechny with speeds down center ice. Trying to quick wrist shot. Glove saved by Shilovs. Tried to find the rebound, nearly poked out by Konechny, but he holds on. Archer Shilovs has answered the call in the biggest game of his career. Thank the Lord. I don't want a Flyers comeback. Fuck you. But it is very fitting because the Penguins have blown multi-goal lead like it's nothing. And Tony Nicolati, will you do a gritty in the gritty? Maybe. But time will tell. We'll see what happens. And BWG3209, Minnesota sports teams are actually cursed. They are. It's endless suffering. Always has been. James telling us 7165 for 5. Hi, Tree. How was the draft? Did the Steelers do well in your opinion? Can't believe my Red Sox cleaned house after a huge win today. Thoughts on it? Well, I'll answer your question, James telling us after this stoppage in play. Flyers take the puck. He tries to move it over towards Cam York. Blocked on the play by Sam Girard. Fighting for it behind his own net. Cam York loses his stick, but it's picked up by the Penguins. Blake Lizotte moves it out of the Penguin zone. Potential 3-on-2 incoming. Lizotte breaks through a guy. Tries to find the center ice. It's blocked up by the Flyers. Given pressure, there is Achari 2600. Boxed in front of the net. It'll be taken by Tippett. Rolls it behind Shilovs, but he's tripped up on the play. And usurped, but swooped like the Eagles took Makai Lemon. It's taken by the Penguins and Ryan Shea. Moves it behind the net over towards Blake Lizotte. Lizotte back to Achari. Achari moves it back over. Backhand towards Achari. Saved by Vladar. Achari moves it back, has the rebound, moves it back to Dewar. Dewar waits for the line change. He'll move it back to the defensive zone. Picks it up to Shea. Shea, scooping behind, moves it towards the front net, back over towards the Fire zone. Gets it back over to Dewar. Waits, tries to find his man. It's Kindle now. Kindle trying to find it. And giving pressure is Cam York. York's been on the ice for a minute and a half. Taken by Damak. Moves over towards Soderblom. He breaks his stick. And he's going to have to go for the line change. York tries to recover. And here comes Denver Barkey, who scored the first goal of the game for the Flyers. It's fished out by Anthony Mantha, though. Flyers get the line change. It's taken there by the Penguins. Mantha. He'll flip it in towards the ice end. Moves in, dumps in. Crosby takes the puck away from Juleson. Juleson takes it back. Moves it back over to Witherspoon. Shot blocked. Taken by the Penguins. Rolls it over towards Soderblom. Soderblom tries to find a man. Blocked off, deflected. Brian Ross takes it at center ice. Mishkov given chase. And now taken by Witherspoon. 17:05 left in the third period. Penguins still trying to stay alive. Witherspoon loses the puck. Recovers it, though. Wasn't much of a back to pass it over towards Erik Karlsson. Karlsson waits. Long saucer pass to Raquel. Raquel finds his man. Tries to find a break and does. Shot wide! Went under pressure by the Flyers, but here they come again. Moves it over towards Zegras, but he can't find a man. It'll be taken by the Penguins. Carlson will slow it down. Tries to find it, moves over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon, long saucer pass, takes it over to Kindle. Kindle moves it back to Witherspoon, back to Carlson. Back in the Penguins' net, he loses the puck. He potentially takes it. It's going to be a good forecheck there by Garnet Hathaway. And now there's a scrum in the Penguins' front side boards. Carlson trying to fight for it. Carlson now throwing a few punches. Penguins down. And now there's going to be a penalty. I think this is going to be on Carlson. I don't know if it's going to be on Carlson or a Flyer. There was a bit of a camera interference there, but there was some punching and poking by both sides. Carlson was giving a few punches to the gut, but play is stopped with 16:05. Are they going to call this a penalty on Carlson? Let's see here. I mean, it's kind of they're trying to kick. He's elbowed in the face. And then Carlson retaliates, and they're going to call that a penalty. Carlson takes another fucking stupid penalty. Actually, it's going to be offsetting penalties. Never mind. So Erik Karlsson to the box and Garnet Hathaway to the box. 2 minutes elbow and 2 minutes rough. So, as I said, if I'm a Flyers fan, I'd take that trade. You're taking fourth liners for key players on the Penguins. I take that deal every time. So, it is what it is. And the Flyers fans are bitching up a storm. 16:15 left in the third period. Both players in the sin bin. It'll be 4-on-4. Penguins don't really do well in these. So please, for the love of God, let's not fuck this up, boys. We've already blown so many multi-goal leads in the meantime. And yes, you are right. That is beef. So you know what? Let's do some beef. That was some good quality beef there.
We have got beef, motherfuckers!
Let's do it a little louder for the people in the back.
We have got beef, motherfuckers!
It'll be a face-off to the left of Archer Shilovs. Lazat wins the draw, moves it to Latang behind the net. Takes the puck. Dewar can't control it. It goes behind the net again. Backhands it over towards Latang, and they'll reset the rush. Latang, far side with speed, finds it across the pass over towards Dewar. Dewar tries to find a man, loses his stick, goes it over towards Lazat, picks it up though at the point of the Penguins. Moves it to Latang near side, tries to find a man and does, back to Girard. Penguins going for the line change. Girard back to the point to Latang, tries to find Crosby, he can't get it on net. Crosby gets the rebound though, tries to find Raquel. Raquel scrumming for it with the Flyers. Crosby trying to get in there now. Dvorak's in there too. Crosby kicks it over to Latang. Latang in front. Slap shot scores! Chris Latang did something positive. A slap shot gets past Daniel Vladar, and the Penguins' 2-goal lead is back. Oh, Chris Latang, thank fucking God. I was getting worried about him. I was going to send him to Robida Island, but if you do shit like that, you may save your job. Thank fucking God. About damn time Chris Latang comes back into the picture. You have no fucking clue. Let's bring on the goal, baby. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's the first point all series for Latang. Like, he needed that goal. 4-on-4 continues. 2-goal lead once again intact for the Penguins. Parker Witherspoon in with Ryan Shea. Because Karlsson on the penalty. Witherspoon behind his net, waiting, trying to find a trailer. Chinikov on the line as well. And they're just going to wait this out. 1 minute left on the 4-on-4, 15-12 left in the third. Ryan Shea behind the net will fish it out over towards Malkin. Malkin moves it back to Witherspoon. Witherspoon with speed on the far side. He'll dump it into the boards. Chinikov giving chase. Sanheim tries to fish it out. He can't. Now the Penguins are going to try and get for it. Moves over to Sanheim. Sanheim with pressure from Malkin. Moves it over to Ristolainen far side in the fire zone. Ristolainen tries to find his man and does. Moves it over to Sanheim. Sanheim waits, moves over to the trailer, and here he comes. Ristolainen, quick wrist shot, blocked off, saved by Shelovs, moves behind his own net. Ristolainen gets his own rebound, tries to fish it out and does. Moves it over to Sanheim at the point. Far side, tries to find his man to Zegras, back to Sanheim. Sanheim tries for the one-timer, Shea blocks it off. Moves it over to the point, it tries to find Tippett, can't get it there. Back to Shea. Shea moves it back to Malkin, 9 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Malkin waits, holds, moves it back over to Shea behind his net, flips it to Witherspoon. Witherspoon finds its man. It's going to be Ben Kindle. Both 4-on-4 is over, and they're both headed to the bench. Kindle moves it over to Anthony Mantha, third line out for the Penguins. Giving chases Kindle and also Drysdale. Kindle gives a check. Drysdale moves it over to the point. It'll be the fourth line for the Flyers. Sean Couturier, the captain, gets it out. Moves it over to Garnet Hathaway. Hathaway with speed. Girard trying to poke him off. He'll dump it into the zone. Hathaway with speed trying to get it. He gets checked to the boards, but Elmer Soderblom's going to get it. Picked off by the Flyers. They'll move it back to center ice. Sealer with it now. He'll dump it into the boards, but it's going to be fished out by the Penguins. They'll move it out to the front side. Taken by Noah Juleson. He'll dump it in again. Gloved on the play by Anthony Mantha. He'll keep it in the boards. Moves it back behind the net. It'll be taken by Sam Girard. Girard far side moves it over to Elmer Soderblom. They keep it out. Soderblom's going to get his own rebound, still pushing forward. Tries to find his man. Moving with muscle. Soderblom will poke it in towards the back of the net. Tries to move it back, and here they come. Couturier's going to get it. Soderblom checks it, moves it in. Couturier's still in his own zone. He'll go for the long pass and does. 2-on-2 potentially incoming, but it's going to be over to Martone on the far side. Moves it behind the own net. Running it back his own man. Back to the point over to Ristolainen far side. Ristolainen moves over to Sanheim. Sanheim with speed over the far side. Tries to find several Penguins. Does not move. One-timer score. Holy shit. What a fucking shot. A tic-tac-toe play by Travis Konechny, and the Flyers are back within one. A tic-tac-toe, and Konechny just... Dude, I'm not even angry. That's fucking impressive. Holy shit. Yeah, well done. I'll tip my hat to that. Christian Dvorak finds his man, and Travis Konechny just unimpeded, screened on the play, I believe, by Carlson, and that's that. 1-goal game again with 12:57 left in the third. Don't hold on anywhere, boys. It's gonna be something. And James telling us to answer your question, I mean, they're panicking. The reality is that Craig Breslow is panicking, and that's why they fired Alex Cora. Also, rest in peace to our certain friend there. It's a shot deflected wide on the play by Sam Girard, but kept in the net over there by Connor Neuer. Rolls over towards Lazat, tries to find his man Achari. Shot blocked on the play by Noah Juleson. Picked up on the play by Lazat. Lazat tries to find his man, picked off by the Flyers. They keep it into the zone. Trying to deflect, pushes forward. It's in the center ice, and it'll be picked up by Sam Girard. Girard moves over to Latang. Latang tries to find his man, loses the puck, but it's picked up again by Sam Girard. 12:20 left in the third period. It's going to be a 3-2 game. Flyers have the shot advantage. It's very even this time around. Penguins trying to fight for their lives. Tommy Novak with it now. He'll dump it in towards the zone. Giving chases Drysdale. Novak gives a big check over towards Drysdale at the boards. Tries to keep it in zone. Moves it into the far side. It'll be picked up there by Erik Karlsson. Karlsson moves it over towards Chinakhov, back to Karlsson in the Penguin zone. 11:56 left in the third period. He'll get the puck. Malkin will fish it out, backhand it, dumps it in. It'll be picked up by the Flyers. They'll backhand it in towards the zone. Shea giving chase. And here comes Owen Tippett. Tippett, quick shot saved by Shelovs. Rebound to the Penguins. They'll keep it into the zone though. Zegras tries to keep it in. Zegras moves it back to the point. One-timer. They can't get the puck on the net. Zamdon tries to keep it in. Back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen shot saved by Seelovs. Scramble in front. Penguins are going to grab it. Novak will clear. He's not going to have enough juice for an icing. Full line change both sides. 11:23 left in the third period. And JWG and answer. Just shocked my Red Sox would clean house so early this year. Doesn't help that they wasted Peyton Tolley's performance. But wait and see how this unfolds. I mean, I hope so too, but as I said, Red Sox have a lot of futures, but once again, Breslow's panicking. And the Penguins are panicking too. It'll be taken over to Soderblom in the Flyers zone. Given pressure there is going to be, that's, I believe, Trevor Zegras. Zegras at the point, moves over to Kendall. Kendall, wrist shot, blocked off, shot wide. Mantha gets his own rebound. It's deflected by the Flyers. Latang will have to return and give chase. 10:45 left in the third period. 3-2 Penguins. Moves it back over towards Anthony Mantha on the pass by Sham Girard. Mantha tries to get the pass. He can't control it, though. Penguins once again recover and dump it in. Raquel giving chase over to Juleson. Juleson backhands it over towards Nate Seeler. Seeler back over to Konechny. Konechny moves it over towards Parker Martone. Martone giving chase is Christian Dvorak. Dvorak with Wotherspoon behind the net. Trying to find a man. Martone trying to grab it. Penguins grab it. Rust moves it over towards Parker Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon moves it over to the front. Back over to the side, over the Brian Rust. Potential 2-on-1 incoming. Rust tries to find his man. Deflected on the play by the Flyers. Great play by Cam York. Keeps it 2-1. Moves it back over to Crosby. Back over to the point, over to Carlson. Carlson, wrist shot high. Deflects off the boards. Here comes Konechny. Konechny tries to find his man. Penguins giving pressure. Forecheck dumps it in. And it will be Carlson behind his own net with Konechny giving chase. Wotherspoon finds Carlson on the rush on the far side. He dumps it into the boards. Giving chase there is going to be Connor Dewar on the fourth line. Fresh lines for both sides. Dewar loses his stick. Blake Lizotte tries to find it. Swooped up by Achari 2600. And here comes Blake Lizotte trying to find his man. Swooped up on the play there by Travis Sanheim. Picked up by the Flyers. Here they come. Bryson Forster. Forster tries to find his man with pressure by Sam Girard. Girard loses him off the puck. It'll be chipped off on the play by Achari 2600. Ristolainen with it now, moves it back over to Sanheim. Sanheim with the fresh lines. Trevor Zegras with speed. Moves back into his own zone. Full line changes for both sides. 3-2, 9:07 left in the third period. Zegras with it now with speed. Dumps it into the zone. Sam Girard trying to hold pressure. Latang now giving chase. It's Denver Barkey. Moves over to Seeler, pinching in. Back over to Zegras. Back to the point, over to Tippett. Quick shot saved by Shilovs. Rebound in front. It's going to be picked up by Chinikov. Chinikov tries to move it up front. Gets it bound at the blue line. And it'll be picked up by the Flyers and dumps it in. Shilovs with 8:43 left. Moves it over to Latang. Latang moves it back behind his own net. Over towards Ryan Shea. Line change on the defense for the Penguins too. Long saucer pass. Cleared by the Penguins. Touches a body. No icing. Kindle trying to get pressure. Cam York moves it over to the front line. Moves it back over to Glendening. Glendening chips it in. Tries to find a man. Penguins chip it out of danger again. Scramble for it in front. Picked off on the play there by Emmer Soderblom. Soderblom tries to get it chipped out away. Couturier with it now. Tries to find his man. Hathaway can't get there though. He'll be taken by Soderblom. He'll dump it into the zone. Mantha giving chase as well as Drysdale. Mantha with a big hit on Drysdale, but Drysdale holds firm and moves it over to the Flyers bench. Couturier with it now. Moves it back over to the Flyers center ice. Witherspoon with it now, dumps it in. It'll be go right to Vladar. Moves it back to the point, over to Couturier. Couturier off the boards. It'll be dumped in for a line change for the Flyers. Penguins getting line change on forward. Latang moves into the boards now, dumps it into the front line. Ristolainen. He'll dump it in, but he's pickpocketed by Crosby. He's pushed off the puck again. The Flyers recover. Konechny will dump it out of the zone. Latang tries to keep it in. He loses the puck. It's going to be taken by Dvorak. Witherspoon giving chase. He tries to keep it in. There's a scrum along the far side to the left of Shilovs. Witherspoon will get it, but it's picked up by Sam Girard. Girard gets it out of danger. He'll try and clear center ice. He'll dump it in, but nobody's holding on to the puck. It's taken by Achari. Achari 2600. Backline. He can't control the puck. Right on net. It's deflected wide. The Penguins are going to move it in towards center ice with 7:09 left in the third period. Here they come. Once again with Achari. Achari 3-on-2. Quick wrist shot saved by Vladar. Rebound goes to the inside of the end boards. Moves it back. Fourth line scrambling for it. It's got Pavel as well. Seeler in there as well. Juleson's in there. Ristolainen will take it. Moves it over towards Huston Dvorak. He'll pitch it in and dump it in. It'll be moved in towards Tyson Forster. He'll dump it in, but he won't get to the puck. It'll be Ryan Shea. Ryan Shea will move it up to the forward end. Tries to get it over to Achari. He can't get it out. It's taken over by Noel Seeler. Back over towards Ryan Shea, who grabs it from Mishkov. Tommy Novak tries to grab it. He'll dump it in and fish it in. Achari tries to get it out. He does, but he won't get checked off. Forster grabs it, dumps it in. Sam Girard lets it bounce across the net, moves it back over towards Carlson. 6:20 left in the third period. Carlson with it now, back over to Tommy Novak. Novak will dump it in towards the boards. Malky giving chase. Jamie Drysdale moves in now. Near side of the end boards. Penguins scrum. Tries to find it. Moves over towards Chinikov. Shot wide. Wide open net. He couldn't get it on target. An 88.7 mile per hour heater, and he just couldn't get it there. Back over to Latang, long time, gloved by Vladar. And he'll hold on with 5:58 left in the third period. Ooh, BWG 3209. Here's a fun question. What's your favorite moment during clickbait? A recent one I love is Scooter's wife owning him with you and Tom reacting. That's a good one. Tom wearing the Head and Shoulders costumes one. And I would also say the Michael Parsons trade. Just seeing Scooter just shocked. That was beautiful. I would say that and Divine Diablo mocking him to the Raiders. That helps too. And we've reached the end of the Super Chats, boys. Breathe. We're going to need some pizza here. We need pizza.
Pizza time.
Pizza gives us life, my friends. Oh, wait, backhand. The Penguins are going. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to eat my feelings, and unfortunately they're not. Backhand shot saved by the Flyers, and Shelov's 5:40 left in the third period, and it'll be golfed out of there by Ben Kindle, and they'll clear the zone. Be back into the zone, dumped in. 5:26 left in the third period. Lazat tries to get it out. It's kept in the zone by the Flyers. Ristolainen moves it back to the point. Taken by Ristolainen. Quick wrist shot blocked off. Moves over to Nartone. Shot high. Tries to hold off is Achari. It's kept in there by Konechny. Konechny moves it back into the front boards. Carlson trying to give chase. He can't control it. Moves it back over to Sanheim. Nobody's there. It's picked off by the Penguins. Noel Achari with it now. Achari 2600 dumps it in. Blake Lizotte tries to give chase. Denver Barkey moves it out over to Ristolainen. Ristolainen with speed down the ice. Moves it over to the front side. Deflected shot. Blocked. And out of play with 4:51 left in the third period, boys. I'm eating my feelings again. This is like a little piece of a candy bar. I'm eating my feelings. I'm eating my feelings. Square Body Patriot. Why they're saying that is because Pittsburgh made a lot of the steel that built the buildings around America. That's why he's saying it. I like Philadelphia has a huge role, especially with the Declaration of Independence, but where the Rust Belt was, where Pittsburgh and the steel mills were, they shipped that across America. New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C., Los Angeles, San Francisco. That steel built like the nation's skyscrapers. That's why they say that. And Dylan Dingler is the GOAT for 5 bones. Flyers fan, that mistake from Vladar on that second goal is going to cost them. I think so. Yes, Rocks the Gal. I'm also eating my feelings on the Drew Aller. And also on Mackay Lemon getting swooped by the Flyers. Or the Eagles. But yeah, as I said, I think that's what's going to cost you this game. I wouldn't be worried, though. I mean, you're playing this really tight. I think, like, Game 5, getting a sweep is hard. So don't worry. there's still plenty of time left. You do have momentum. So we'll just see how that goes. Penguins have been known to blow multi-goal leads. I'm just going to say that. Well, Bowles, Bethlehem Steel. Yep, correct. Bethlehem, U.S. There are a lot of good steel companies. Just like Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the mining up there helped build this nation too with natural resources. Johnstown too. Radicus, if the Flyers tie this game, we laugh. Because it's another blown multi-goal lead. And there's Santa Claus in the crowd. Is he drunk? This is a zero sugar Pepsi. I'm not drinking my feelings. We have about 5 minutes left. 4:51 left the third period. 3-2 Penguins. Penguins will win the draw. Latang will try to get it out. Will not. York keeps it in. But it's going to be taken out by Achari. And here comes Connor Dewar. Waiting. He'll dump it in. Line change for the Penguins. 4:38 left in the third period. Be taken over by Zegras. Zegras moving the charge. Tries to find his man. It deflects wide. It'll be icing. 4:30 left in the third period. Flyers will be buzzing. Max Power? No. It's, they're not throwing batteries at that Santa. They're in a happy mood. They will happily throw batteries at Santa if they win this one. You know how it is. Philadelphia either violently riots in the streets or joyously riots in the streets. There is no middle ground. Crosby in the face-off circle. It'll be against Zegras. To the right of Vladar. Penguins win the draw. Quick wrist shot glove by Vladar. He'll hold on. And we do it again. H-Ferg, you're right. Probably a TV delay. I'd probably get the bug right from the game itself. Yep, Anakin Skywalker, you're correct. We had, coke smelting plants in Station Square. One of the old coke smelters is still up there. And it rides right towards Shilov's. They'll hold on. 4:16 left. H-Ferg, they riot with a day ending in Y. If the Penguins win this, we go back to Pittsburgh on Monday for all the marbles. And we do it again. But 4:16 left. Smoke them if you got them. 4:20 break. France joyfully... Oh, France rioted after the World Cup. They do that every day. Tommy Novak will be in the face-off circle against Cates. And it's to the left of Shilovs. Penguins will win the draw. Malkin will clear. It's going to be icing. It's going to be an easy icing. Nugotak will tick to about 4:08 left in the third. I don't know why Malkin cleared instead of skating it, but we'll see. Hey, William, if you get mass-produced candy, it's bad. But if you're getting the good stuff, you're okay. It'll be to the right of Shilovs now. It's won by the Flyers, taken over by Ristolainen. Ristolainen waits, quick fires, deflected wide, never got on net. Ristolainen tries to get his own rebound. Back over to Dewar. Dewar will find Chinikov. He can't get it. Forster picks it off. Picked off by the Penguins. It's Novak. Can't get it out, though. Carlson will kick it, but it's picked up by a Flyer. It's going to be taken by Konechny. Carlson trying to kick it off. Moves it back over to Forster. Forster at the point over to Ristolainen. Ristolainen will dump it in. Taken by Novak. And they get it out of danger. It's going to be another icing call. With 3:37 left in the third period... Oh, boy. Yep, Michael Plesnak. They used to manufacture glass. McKeesport, where he used to live, they called it the Tube City. For that reason, they used to manufacture glass. They still have a few steel mills and coke plants in production in this area, but nowhere near as much as in the heyday. They all closed in the 70s and 80s. Couturier now in the face-off circle once again against Tommy Novak. Gritty is trying to raise the crowd. We will obey, says Philly. It's to the right of Shilovs again. Off the draw, the Flyers win the face-off. It'll be taken by Owen Tippett. Moves back to the point over to Cam York. Back over to Drysdale. Drysdale back in over to York. Quick wrist shot blocked off. Back to the rebound over to Couturier. Couturier tries to find his man, moves it over to Zegras, back over to Couturier. Couturier waits, moves it back over to Zegras at the far point, tries to take it, the Penguins will intercept. It'll be cleared and chipped out of play. It'll be a slight change for the Penguins, but not much. Here they come. Owen Tippett tries to get it. Wotherspoon will try and clear it out. He does. He resets. It'll be Lazat trying to scramble for it like a mad dog. It'll be taken at center ice by the Flyers. Moves, retreats into their own zone. Is Drysdale back over to York. Moves over to Zegras. At the far point, he'll dump it in. Gloved by Shelovs. Moves over to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon, long saucer pass. It'll be taken there by Connor Dewar, dumped in. Achari giving chase to Ristolainen. 55 on 55 crime in the backboard behind Vladar. Taken there by the Flyers. Moves in over towards Dvorak. Christian Dvorak. Over to Sanheim, he'll dump it in. Giving chase to the Flyers. Moves it back over to the boards, over to Sanheim. They tries to find his man. They can't get it. And unfortunately, they're going to have to clear. Vladar moves out of his net, taken by the Penguins, and unfortunately, it's dumped in by Crosby. Crosby heads up play, gets it over to Vladar, moves it over to Martone. Still in the Flyer zone, 2:21 left in the third period. They got to be thinking about pulling their goalie soon. To be taken by the Penguins. Crosby tries to get it, dumps it in the own zone. They're just trying to get him not to move. 2:12 left in the third period. Drysdale moves it at the point. Taken there by Jackson Cates, and it'll be offsides. 2:08 left in the third period. An anime cowboy, but what if it was all only produced one in 1914 like candy corn? I don't know. Candy corn is good if you have it with peanuts. It's kind of like a payday bar. But I'm not really a, like that kind of fan. Like, it's one of those things you have to have something with. It's why I was a much bigger fat ass back in the day. I'm still a fat ass, don't get me wrong, but still. Okay. Getting nervous, boys. Jeebus, hold me. Make or break the season in these final 2 minutes. Do you survive or do you die in overtime? RPAM, you say that now, but the Pens have blown multi-goal leads. I'm not safe. Yes, and it has been confirmed from Shams Sharamia. Dante DiVincenzo diagnosed with a torn right Achilles. So, next season's over for him too. Any word on... Yep. Anthony Edwards is set to undergo tests on his injured left knee. He's been playing through runner's knee in his other knee. The Timberwolves starting guard sustained injuries in the first half of Game 4. So, Minnesota going through the pain. It's just, it's, it never ends, boys. Sheer pain. With 2:10 left in the third period, the face-off will be outside of the Pens circle. Shelov's playing the game of his life. And he honestly needed to. It was getting pretty bad there for a second. Okay. It'll actually be a face-off to the right of Dan Vladar. Achari won the circle. And he'll lose the face-off to Christian Dvorak. Ristolainen with the puck, moves it over to Dvorak at center ice. He'll dump it into the rear side boards. Off the stick of Nostra Shelovs. Empty net for the Flyers. They try to get it out. They can't keep it in, so they're going to have to reset. 1:50 left in the third period. Ristolainen, the extra attacker, is going to be Owen Tippett. And he takes the puck. Oh, sorry, that's going to be Martone with the puck now. Martone will backhand it in. Giving chase is Ryan Shea. Shea with the puck now. He's going to do a long deflection. Good deflection by the Flyers. Are they going to keep it in? No, they can. It's still in there. Scramble for it to the right side of the boards. It's going to be kept in by the Flyers. Forster keeps it in. But it's going to be Chinikov who dumps it into the boards. It'll be icing with 1:21 left in the third. Oh. Well, vitriol. Minnesota did win, but at what cost? Because it might cost them next round. I am scared. I don't want OT. We lose OT. 1:21 left in the third period. Achari had the face-off circle against Dvorak. Penguins hold on. They don't win the draw, though. Over to Forster. Moves it back to Forster at the point. Waits. Back over towards Cates. Cates waits for his man. Moves it back to the point over to Forster. Forster moves it back over towards Sanheim. Sanheim to the point over towards Zegras. Zegras quick with shot deflected. Up front a rebound. They can't control it though. Moves it back to the front. Zegras tries to control it. He can't get it to connect. The Penguins try to get it. Here they come. Connor Dewar. Backhand scores. Connor Dewar. Forster had a shot at it. They can't control it. And the Penguins survive another day. Gritty. Not today, my friend. Not fucking today. Fuck you. And fuck your eyes. I will not obey. Today we do not obey. Today we support the fucking Penguins. And you know what? I'm not going to wear Pens jersey. I'm going to call it good luck. Gentlemen sweep. Gentlemen sweep. As I said, if I'm Philly, I'll do it. As I said, I mean, 2 goals in 50 seconds will be very on brand for the Penguins. They're going to keep it in the front. Latang moves it back over to Russ. Kept in the boards over there by Sanheim. Flipped up to the point. 35 seconds left. Barkey tries to move up to the front. Empty net for the Flyers again. Back to Sanheim. Back to Ristolainen. Far side. Back at the point to Sanheim. Sanheim. Quick wrist shot deflected by. Back over to the behind the net. Moves to the side. Goes over the back. Over the quick wrist shot. Saved by Shelovs. Crosby tries to deflect it. It's held up by Sanheim. But that's going to save time for the Penguins. 17 seconds left. Sanheim holds on to it. Over to Barkey. Barkey flips it across the other side of the ice. He'll be picked up by Raquel. 6-7. Quick wrist shot deflected. Shot wide by the Flyers. Held on there by Martone. Martone waits. Shot saved by Shelovs. Rebound over towards the far side of the boards. Back over towards Sanheim. Shot. And the Penguins hold on. And we've got beef. Beef for days. Enough beef to hold up the Strip District Butcher Shop. Endless beef. Fighting and wrestling in the background. Martone's getting into it. Crosby's fighting on the boards. Oh, baby. The heat's back, motherfucker. This is what I was expecting. No sweep. We're coming back Monday. Oh.
We have got beef, motherfuckers.
Well, Flyers. Honestly, if I'm the Flyers, I'm not worried. I am not worried whatsoever. Because quite frankly, you played well. Honestly, the thing that fucked you was the Vladar goal. The Vladar 1 goal fucked you. And quite frankly, if you don't do that again, you probably do not get reverse swept. So, Penguins survive. They do not get completely embarrassed. I do not have to make congrats pens yet. Thank fucking Lord. As I said, it's tough to win 4 in a row. So I would not feel bad at all if you were the Flyers. Archer Shelov saves the day. He probably gets the start game 5. We return to Pittsburgh. And the extra ticket revenues that will come from that. And Sean Shanley, NMAUW will appear for 5. How likely do you think the Pens reverse sweep will happen? Dude, do you know how near impossible it is, man? It's only happened 4 times in the history of the NHL. It is very tough. I mean, 3-1 leads. Pens blow those left and right. They did it in 2022. But a reverse sweep, hey, the Phillies won. Hey, you sacrificed the Flyers today so your Phillies could end the losing streak. So you know what? More power to you. But otherwise, you know what we bring back, my friends? We bring back too much man. Too much man. Select a boy? Yeah, I think the Avs sweep the Kings. Hey, Kenneth Larson, GG's to you too. Philly played well. Played very well. And Nick J. Kova and Nathan Tucker, 25. At this point, the Pens need a miracle to win the series. Yeah, as I said, games 2 and 3 they needed to win. They shit the bed. So, If they play like this, they may have a chance Monday, but we just got to take it one game at a time. That's all you can do. But at least you avoid the sweep. You get rid of your 7-game playoff losing streak. So you're not the Detroit Pistons. Thank fucking God. And Nick J. Kovac. I'm here for you, brother. Live to feel the blight of another day. Yes, sir. The blight of another day is very real. We return home to Pittsburgh on Monday night. Ryan Connolly IV. Suspect is identified as 31-year-old Cole Allen. Is this in the shooting of the presidential ball? And Nathan Tucker. Oilers came close in 2024 in the final 0-3. Yep, you're correct. But they lost game 7. You know who else came close? 2010-11 Chicago Blackhawks. Nearly reverse swept the Vancouver Canucks. Took it to OT. And then Alex Burrows saved them from certain humiliation. So we'll see. Flyers did it too. Flyers reverse swept in 2010. And we all know how that went, unfortunately. Patrick Kane happened. But just how that goes. All right, so good news is, Gritty, you get to stay in the box for another day. You will not come out tonight. And that's just how that is, my friends, guys. Have a great night. I'm going to get back to work on the 2026 Haters Guides. I thank you, everyone who came out to the NFL Draft, said hi to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. But, guys, have a great night. I'll see you all Monday. And trust me, I'm doing work. I swear. I swear it. I'm sorry. I'm trying you. Oh, wait, hold on. Greg Depp for 2 bones. And we do it again. Not going to lie, this was strong, but can they keep it up? That's the thing. Still plenty of time. And Bass Player 2011, Artie Party. We do pizza time here, my friends. Pizza time. A couple ones before the buzzer. Greg D. and Bass Player, thank you all who even stopped by to watch for a few minutes calling me shit. But, hey, appreciate y'all. Have a great night. And, of course, Beast of Metal comes in before I call it. For 5 bones. And the last moment, Beast of Metal, appreciate you, my man. I'm just glad they managed to win a playoff game while my nephew was over. I hated seeing him go home mad last Saturday. Yeah. I mean, my nephew's a big Penn fan, too. And he would have been pissed if they got swept. So, all good there, Beastie. But I agree, man. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you around. We do it again Monday. We ride or we die. We keep on going. The sign was.